Here we go, y'all. Here we go. See, Chilltown tried to warn you guys about what was going to happen with the Cleveland Cavaliers. You see, Mars, this is what happens when you're not in tip-top shape. You break your thumb. But, however, we are going to talk about James Harden's injury. We're going to talk about what this means for the Cleveland Cavaliers. We are going to talk about if it's good for him to actually play through it. And we're going to talk about exactly how good Cleveland is because since James Harden's got there, they've been pretty spectacular.
Yes, sir.
Fellas, James Harden broke his thumb.
It's actually a fracture in his tip of his thumb.
Fracture in the tip of his thumb.
It's fracture in the tip of his thumb, which he said that he can play through. So I think that it's Cleveland being more cautious than him. This isn't something that's catastrophic. Of course, when I heard it yesterday, my initial thought was, here we go with the bullshit. But come to find out, this isn't that serious. It's a fracture in the tip of his thumb. It's not on his shooting hand. So he said he can play through it. He didn't play last night against Milwaukee. And I think it's Cleveland just being more cautious than anything.
All right, so we have Cleveland and we have James Harden. We have Donovan Mitchell, and we have a good team. They've looked good with James Harden. Everyone can agree with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, no injury. What are you guys' expectations with James?
To get blamed in the playoffs for why they lose.
No. I'm saying, like, without the injury, what did you – just based on what you had seen, do you have Cleveland coming out the East?
No, but they're good. They're a very good team.
How far down the list are they?
Detroit, Knicks, and then Boston for all the talent deficit people think they have. Joe Mazzulla is a mastermind, so that would still be a very, very competitive series.
I think they serve Boston.
I mean, we go accept Jason Tatum's coming back at this point.
Got
it.
We can, whether or not we agree with it, we go accept he's coming back.
But Swiper, for you, when did Joe Mazzulla become this mastermind for you?
2 years ago. Remember, we had this conversation 2 years ago.
You did.
Exactly.
Yes,
I think
I do remember that.
I think Mazzulla is the perfect encapsulation of like basketball in 2020, like in 2020. It's like just methodology and everything he's done for the team, and just like how he's kind of revolutionized offense for them. They only, like, outside of Jaylen Brown and Derek White, they really only hunt layups and dunks, or layups, dunks, and threes. Like, and I think they're very, very deliberate in what they do. And but I think that's good. Obviously, JB can do that. Derek White can do it. Pritchard can do it a little bit. Pritchard's a really good driver. But Sam Hauser, Walsh, like Kada, like now with Vooch, they just have so many options. And even Shield yesterday, they went double big. Like, they're going to pull that out in the playoff versus Cleveland too. And like, Vooch is not a slouch, and Kada's a really good defensive player, and he's like he could score a little bit, but he's a rim threat. But brother, they're just like, I mean, at some point, Tony, shout out Tony Jones, he works for the Athletic, covers the Jazz, covers the Nuggets. He thinks that there's a non-zero chance Boston's the best team in the league. Now, I think that's way too far. I don't think they're close to that. But if you told me they get into a series, and then Mazzulla has a full rotation with him, including Tatum or not including Tatum even, there's just certain things they can do to take advantage of you. And I think they play so fast, and in terms of like not like pace, but just they move the ball so well, and they make you constantly have to play off and on the ball with intensity defensively. And defensively, I don't know where they're ranked right now. There's people keep saying they're one, but they're not one. I think they top three right now. Somebody check. I don't know where they rank defensively, but they've been very good.
Celtics currently, as of today, I think they're 7th in the league in defensive rating.
Yeah,
they're first, and they're first in points.
Yeah, right.
They give up the least amount of points in the league.
Yeah,
and
that's due to their there's no definitive, Swiper. There's no definitive way to rank who's the best defense or not, but you can say that the Celtics are really good at it, though.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, they are.
I think OKC is like probably definitively for me, but you're right. Like, everybody can show something at a level. So I think Boston's good. I think Cleveland and them would be interesting, but I think still.
How do you judge like what's a great defense?
How teams shoot gaps. How teams. God, I'm sorry.
You asking Ox?
What?
I think he's asking you, how do you judge a great defense?
Oh, I thought he was asking you. You asking me, Pin?
I'm asking the panel.
I just watch and see who's playing good defense.
The way I judge,
who's closing down on shooters, who's moving their feet, you know what I'm saying? Who's protecting the rim, who's rotating, who's scrambling, you know what I'm saying? Who's you know what I'm saying? Just watch it.
So if a team held Victor Wembanyama to zero field goals for an entire half, would that be a great defense?
I would say. Well, it depends.
That was a good defense last night.
It depends, Penn. If you are they holding him to like? Is it just he's not making shots, or is he just not shooting shots? If they're contesting shots and he's missing them and they're bumping him coming to the lane and stuff, I think that's good defense. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's any shock to say that you guys play good defense. I think you guys,
people. If Penn says it's going to sound like Glaze because what he says about him, but Scotty's been exceptional. Like, he was phenomenal yesterday. And EJ, if I'm the Rashad McCants player's choice, I can tell you one thing: I don't need to lie. Okay, I don't need to lie. And I definitely don't quit when it comes to workouts. Ron will know that. But shout out. By the way, that whole saga, I don't know if you're keeping up.
Shout out Raymond.
I watched the Baja yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm not really. I'm hearing it, but I'm not too much. I'm hearing it though.
Great television. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll stay focused here. I gotta ask Penn. I gotta ask Penn. Chill. Listen, because I want to. Yeah, we're keeping it right here. Chill. I want to ask Penn. Chill. I'm sorry, Penn. I need to know from the philosophy of Darko, and maybe from the mind of you, Penn. Was he taking Scotty out so just in case they go to overtime, he won't have fouls? What the hell was that about? He was hurt.
Yeah.
What kind of hurt?
Like playing
because he kept coming back. He was coming back in the game.
Yeah, he was getting injury management between stints.
One-legged on offense, Scotty, or one-legged on defense, Scotty. I want one-legged on defense, Scotty. He could play defense for 8 seconds.
He can for sure. Yeah, like it's so funny that Swipe is saying that Joe Mazzulla is this great coach, right? Because when he was hired, that was not the sentiment. Do you know how many things had to go?
He was bad in 22.
Disastrously wrong for him to even get that job.
Well, they wanted
Ime Udoka had to do all that, right? Danny Ainge had to go steal the assistant coach that would have taken the spot, Will Hardy, and take him to Utah. Joe Mazzulla was third.
No, Damon was supposed to. It was Damon that was in line for the job.
Was it? So it's four guys down. So Mazzulla was like a complete afterthought in this situation.
Yeah, but what was Mazzulla like 32? He was like, whoa, what year was that? That was 22, 23?
Young, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
So then he was like 31. Well, 32. He would be 32 at that point.
Still,
he wasn't ready in 22, man.
Yeah, that's young, bro. That's very.
But
young.
still, I mean, like if all these things don't happen, who knows if he ever gets a shot? Because if you got that many guys on your staff that you would prefer as coach, it's very unlikely he'd even get an assistant, like first assistant, lead assistant job. I don't know a lot of guys who get, poached up to be head coaches who haven't been at least lead assistants for a couple of years. So,
Steve,
other than podcasters, if you start a dope podcast, I mean, hey, shout outs, Joe.
No, that's not
Joe.
Joe. Jason Kidd.
So Ron, you're up next.
You next. I said a dope podcast. This one, okay, Ron, you got it. But chill.
Jason Kidd came right off the floor and was a head coach in the NBA.
Exactly.
So that actually happened.
Ron's assistant coach resume.
With that
2,000 podcasts produced.
I'm just trying to make sense.
5,000 super chats ignored.
Because Penn, I think you made an interesting point about your boys. I think you made an interesting point about your boys doing the job on Wemby last night. But can we say the same thing about San Antonio holding your boys to 0 points almost halfway through the fourth quarter when you go 1 for 10 on the floor? Can we do that?
I mean, sure, absolutely.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're keeping that on both sides of the fence. But Ron, back to your point when you brought up Cleveland, I think the addition of James Harden, he makes Jared Allen so much more of a threat. He makes Jared Allen so much more viable, and I feel like Jared Allen, with having James Harden, has just been so much more aggressive on the glass, not just on the glass, even offensively as a bucket getter. He's just been so much more aggressive. And with James Harden being able to get downhill and get to the rim, and him collapsing that defense, I think shooters like Dean Wade open up the floor a lot more. I'm subscribing to the logic that what the kid's name that I'm drawing a blank on, Mars Strus. That's him. I think he's done for the
Strus.
season. I haven't heard anything about him even participating in any sort of workouts. Forget 5-on-5.
Let me ask the inside source, brother. I got your ass on fire right now.
Wait, but chill. I'm not gonna sit back and let you give James Harden credit for Jared Allen being an aggressive rebounder.
Why not?
Why not? James Harden.
Why not?
What?
Why not? Why not? When
because he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing with James Harden before this.
Okay, and
why would I give James Harden credit for Jared Allen being an aggressive rebounder? Jared Allen is an aggressive rebounder, unless he's playing against Mitchell Robinson.
And there you go. There's your problem right there. He's not, but he has been as of recent. What?
I just can't go for that. I can't go for that. I can't go for that.
So because he got 10 rebounds against the Knicks last week, that's because of James Harden?
Well, let me make sure that I'm understanding you guys correctly. So when I mention guys
in a game in which Mitchell Robinson had 16,
okay, that doesn't mean that
he
wasn't.
Jared Allen is an aggressive rebounder.
Wait. There's a difference between being an aggressive rebounder and out rebounding somebody. Now, the fact that Jared Allen, because James Harden has involved him more in the offense, has become more aggressive on the glass, has become more aggressive as a defender, has become more aggressive as an offensive player. That 100% is a thing. I don't understand why. I've said this plenty of times. When the lead guard gets the big involved, he rebounds more. He protects the paint more.
Yep.
He plays defense more. I've said this numerous times. Why is this all of a sudden, because James Harden is doing it with Jared Allen, that this is not a thing? This 100% is a thing.
Is this the same thing you did?
I'm not saying it's not
credit for Evan Mobley improving last year. I just don't agree with this line of thinking.
But
I want to give Jared Allen credit for doing his job.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm not saying
two
that
things can be true though, Mars. Is that fair?
Rebound. They can be. I just don't think this is one of them. Like, I just don't agree that Jared Allen's rebounding because of James Harden. I don't agree with that.
So him being more aggressive as an offensive player, him being more aggressive on the glass.
I think James Harden is definitely empowering him offensively. I think that can be true. Although I once again want to remind people that right before James Harden got there, Jared Allen had 40. So like Jared Allen was turning it around somewhat before James Harden's arrival. But I do think James Harden empowers his bigs. There's no secret to that. We've seen him do it for over a decade. I agree with that.
Sure.
I don't think that has to do with Jared Allen's rebounding.
Right. So chill. He's okay. I see a stretch before James Harden got there. He was rebounding pretty well. 17, 11, 10, 13. Since he's been there, he's on another stretch of double-digit rebounding. Earlier this season, he had another stretch, 11, 12, 12, 10, 11. I mean, I just think Jared Allen goes on runs of games in a row where he has a lot of rebounds.
All rebounds the same? Are all rebounding? Is all rebounding the same?
On the defensive end, to me, yes. On the defensive end, a rebound is a rebound. If you ask me, like on the offensive end,
whether it's in traffic.
Yeah, I don't believe in that uncontested rebound thing.
Okay,
but I'm sorry, Mars. I can't get with that.
No, you good.
But on the offensive end, I can absolutely get with you. Like, yeah, all offensive rebounds are different, but on the defensive end, securing the board is securing the board. That's up to the other team. Like, that's up to the other team. If you're coming to crash and I get the ball, if you don't come to crash and I get the ball, that's completely on them. If I go get the rebound, it's the same thing. You know what I mean?
So with that, and that's fair. So with that being said, Mars, so how about we take out the word rebounding, which is a part of, but we take out rebounding and we put in the word aggressive, which rebounding is a part of being aggressive. And I feel like with James Harden, I feel like Jared Allen's game has become more aggressive, not just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end too, with James Harden. And that's because he's involving him in the offense more. And I don't think that I've seen him that involved in the offense like he is with James Harden. And I think we've all agreed that with James Harden with this group, better distributor, better ball handler, better playmaker, better bucket getter. So I think that's enhanced Jared Allen. And I think that's helped him on both.
Chill. Are you coming back? Are you coming back? Are you coming back, Chill?
Coming back?
No, he's saying all of this is going to fall apart in the playoffs. That's what he's saying.
Well, it's not going to fall apart.
Mars, turn your mic up. I don't think they heard you, Mars.
I don't know.
He's not trolling. He's saying all of this good stuff is going to fall apart in the playoffs. That's what he's saying.
So we're going to blame James for Evan Mobley and Jared Allen getting outplayed in the playoffs because they face physicality and they lose like they did last year and like they did versus the Thunder earlier this year.
Well, why is James Harden not empowering his bigs to match the physicality that he's making them do in the regular season?
Well, no, because you're saying so.
He is.
No.
Yeah, but in the playoffs,
no.
it's not.
They just played the Thunder with no SGA and J-Dub, and they both of them were abysmal on the floor. Harden was at least hooping. He was playing. He was making plays. Your guys were down there getting.
Evan Mobley was not good.
BBL
was not good. No, he wasn't.
So I'm saying, like, so how you going? You can't blame James for that if that happens in the playoffs.
Wait.
He was getting BBL. That's what was happening. He was getting BBL. They were making him look silly. I'm saying, how is that? So that's going to be Harden's fault if Detroit does that to them.
So why? So when I bring up, and I'm glad you guys are challenging me on this, and the reason why I'm glad you guys are challenging me on this is because what I said has some merit to it. Mars went off on me. Mars went off on me about, I don't know when it was, when Ron kicked me out. Mars went off on me about James Harden, and I wasn't able to rebut that. But to Mars's point, everything that I've seen and everything that I've said about James Harden, both good and bad, I feel like it's valid. So when James Harden gets busy in the playoffs, I make sure that it's clear James Harden gets busy in the play. I make sure that it's known, I seen James Harden get busy in the playoffs. But everything I said about James Harden, because when I see him do the things that he's done, and whenever he's there, whatever can go wrong, which is Murphy's Law, whatever can go wrong with him will go wrong. Now, to your point, Swiper, I'm not going to blame James Harden if Evan Mobley just gets roughed up like he did against the Knicks in 2023. That's not James Harden's fault. That's not James Harden's fault if Jared Allen can't make layups in the playoffs. That is not James Harden's fault. No question about that. But if we get ourselves in spaces where I've seen this movie with James Harden before, if it happens again. So
Murphy's Law wouldn't apply to Donovan Mitchell?
It could.
But it hasn't happened. The team, chill.
But it hasn't happened. But the difference is that it hasn't happened with him nearly as much as it's happened with James Harden.
Well, he's not been in the league as long.
That's the point, though.
But James Harden been better in the playoffs than Donovan Mitchell has.
I think that everything that I'm not saying he's not a better playoff performer. That's not the point. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to spin this into him being a better spin him into being a. So the question is Donovan Mitchell being the man on this team. Donovan Mitchell is the man on this team, and I'm not arguing that point. But with James Harden on the crew, I've seen, even when he wasn't the man, even when he was the number two, even when he was that guy, when I've seen things go the other way with him being involved in it and him being the culprit in it. A lot of different times, not just with him being the man, but also with him not being the man, where he could have given me a better performance, and it just went the other way. That's happened plenty of times.
That happened to Donovan Mitchell multiple times too. I think, like, I'm kind of with Mars though, like, because what happened is, for some reason, there's like a blame pie, and when Harden's on the roster, we like circumvent CP3's injury and like Trevor Ariza and them like sucking, and these other
do the
players
same thing with Donovan
apart.
Mitchell.
No, it's really not. Because Donovan Mitchell, it doesn't get brought up at all that he's choked at the end of series before. Like, it doesn't get brought up at all. Like,
so which series did he choke at the end of?
Go ahead. Isn't that a credit to him though?
What's up?
Isn't that a credit to him?
To who?
To James Harden.
That he gets blamed for everything. He's that good. He gets blamed for everything. Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you want to proportion it, that like
you're a Jokic fan,
like,
he gets blamed for everything.
Disappears. But that's in the playoffs. That's selective memory, though. I think the issue is people blaming James for 21, for instance. Like, he can't do anything about that. Like, there's literally nothing he can do about it. I think 23, for instance, he has some really great games. Before Embiid got there, he was cooking. When Embiid missed those games, he was cooking. He had 240 balls that series.
They ended up beating
Celtics.
Brooklyn without Embiid. They didn't need Embiid for when they played.
Oh, in the first series. Yeah, in the first series.
Them. They didn't
and then versus the Celtics, he went out there and outgunned Tatum, Brown, everybody in the first game. And then remember, it was Game 7 was the issue. But like, I'm also kind of like, bro, like, there was nothing on God's green earth chill that was stopping Jason Tatum that day. There's something that infected his brain, something reached down in his head, and he literally just went crazy. There was nothing they could do about that.
In Game 6, though, what about Game 6?
Game 6 was bad for both of them. Like, I'm saying, Game 6 was also bad. But remember, that's also the game, Mars, please correct me if I'm wrong, where the Embiid thing afterwards was like, nobody's giving me the ball or something
that was
like
Game
that.
7.
Like, saying,
we're talking about when James Harden was in Philly? Oh, yeah.
That was in Game 7. I do remember that.
Well, no, Game 7 was a blowout. Game 6 was the one that went down to the wire.
It was going left, but they still should have probably won Game 6. And then shout out to Jason Tatum in the fourth.
18 rebounds in that game too, Mars. By the way, in addition to the 16 points he had. Yeah,
13 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah. No, that was a big game. I'm not, no slander.
Yes, it was.
But remember, Harden got blamed for that more than Embiid. And Embiid was trash in Game 7. Like, he was legitimately horrible. So I'm saying, like, for some reason, there's like this thing with Harden. I'm not saying you're doing it, Chill. It does feel like he continues to carry, just like the Clippers last year. It's like, where did James go at the end of the series? Where did Kawhi go at the end of the series? It's just like there's, for whatever reason, it's like but maybe he's so polarizing, Chill. He's just such a polarizing player.
Would it be because it's happened like so many different times? Like Mars brought up the tour dates. I do remember, Mars, you talking about the tour dates for Steph Curry. Yeah, Mars brought up the tour dates of Steph Curry. I mean, there were some tour dates when he was in Houston.
more than some.
Yeah, there was some tour dates in Houston, and they ended up winning games off the strength of him having those tour dates. So I mean, they definitely backpacked James Harden too. So, and then to put him in space where, okay, all we have to do is we did what we needed to do here. All we need you to do is shut the door. Ron, I don't know if Ron, you could tell the people if you remember. I believe it was Game 5. That was the game when James Harden went 0 for 11. I think he went 0 for 11 against the Golden State Warriors in 2018. 0 for 11. 0 for 6.
Yeah.
Can you tell everybody?
They
Ron,
won that game.
They 100% won that game. Ron, can you tell everybody what Game 6 is? I'll tell everybody what Game 6 is, Ron. It's the elimination game. They win that game. Golden State's out. They're done.
Shit, Clay went crazy.
They're done. They're finished. But we can't close it out, unfortunately. Now, I mean, again, I just feel like with James Harden, let's not just relegate this to just choking, because I don't want it to just be about choking. Because again, we're talking about context. A lot of stuff like injuries, a lot of stuff like other guys playing bad. I just feel like with James Harden, whatever can go wrong is going to go wrong with him. And that's the unfortunate part when it comes to him. Even if he is getting busy, I just feel like whatever could go wrong will go wrong when it comes to him.
So, fellas, as of right now, from the limited amount of play that we've seen with Cleveland, James Harden's been there for 9 games. Mm-hmm. They're 7-2. He's only played 7 games, and they're 6-1 in the games that he's played. And I have to admit, they've looked great. However, is anybody swayed with the James Harden trade, and does the injury take anything back?
Yeah, we are. We talked about it as soon as the trade happened. You know what I mean? Like, I think this was a great trade for Cleveland.
Well, even just based on the way they played, though.
Yeah, but we expected this. Like Chill said, he is exactly what the doctors prescribed for Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Like, well, this was a great move for them. Like I said, when the trade happened, Donovan Mitchell didn't need James Harden. You know, Donovan Mitchell to go get his regardless. But the bigs, they needed a guard like James Harden that could get them the ball where they need the ball. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's on the dive, you know, passing it, just regular bounce pass, whatever, or if it's that, you know how he gets in the lane, throws that little floater. James Harden is a master at that, and he got 2 big guys that can go get it. That was a great move for them. I don't think anybody should be surprised that Cleveland looks better with James Harden. Now, whatever happens in the playoffs, Chill, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But James Harden is exactly what Cleveland needed. I think this was a great move for them, and it's showing that it was a great move for them.
I think it looks good. Like I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from Harden and the Cavs. Like, everyone has question marks when a player of his caliber goes to a new team and you want to see what it looks like and things. To answer your question, well, to answer a few of your questions, I don't think the injury is going to matter that much because it's his non-shooting hand, and I think that's a big deal. His handle's still going to be elite, and he's still going to be able to shoot the ball. So that's a big thing for them. Secondly, yes, it's looked good, but to answer your question, no, it hasn't moved me in terms of I would still be surprised if Cleveland got out of the East over someone like Detroit, over someone like New York. So in that sense, it hasn't moved me. Do I think they have a little bit of a better chance in the playoffs? And if they get a favorable run matchup wise, yes, I do. I think Harden can maximize the bigs in Cleveland, but I do worry, to Swiper's point around the physicality. I worry about when they run into some of these nasty front courts, how they're going to match up. But that's going to be on those guys. I don't think it's necessarily going to be on James Harden. I think, Chill, to your point, you make a good point in terms of, yes, you have to keep the big engaged. We see what's happening with the Lakers, with Aiden. We see what's happening different stops around the league with bigs that are not engaged. And we had the chat about Karl Anthony Towns as well yesterday about keeping him engaged. And is he engaged enough in the offense? There's some of that, yes. But it's going to be on Allen and Mobley to bring that physicality in the playoffs, man. Otherwise, they're not going to go anywhere.
And I don't think we can keep using they just soft logic. Like, okay, that was 3 years ago. Like when they got roughed up by the Knicks. Like that has to change. If they end up, let's just say for the sake of argument, they end up losing in the playoffs. They can't lose because Mobley, you were soft. You got beat up. They can't lose because Jared Allen, you got the lights were too bright and you got roughed up. That can't be the reason why. No.
Why?
The reason why is because we already seen that. That's why.
Why can't it happen again, though?
That's the point. And that's the point. It shouldn't happen again because we already seen that. You know what it looks like. You know what the playoffs are. You know how physical it is. You're going up against teams like the Detroit Pistons with Jalen Duren and with Beef Stew. So you know how physical they're going to be.
Well, they're not going to win that matchup, though.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. A guy like Mitchell Robinson. Is Mitchell Robinson more physical than Jalen Duren? Is Mitchell Robinson more physical? The point that I'm making is if I'm seeing Mitchell Robinson and we already seen that movie that they got roughed up. Okay, Evan Mobley has actually gotten into the gym and he's gotten bigger and he's gotten stronger. Jared Allen, I see how much more aggressive he is playing with James Harden. So we have to dead the narrative that we're soft. We have to. If we lose to anybody, it can't be because we got beat up. It's got to be because they just were better.
Evan's he's not a bruiser. Like by the way, this isn't a shot at Evan. Evan is a phenomenal player, but Evan is also not
be a bruiser, Swiper. I don't think you have to be a bruiser to not be soft, though. Like David Robinson was considered a finesse big, but he wasn't soft.
But dare I say this though, Penn? I think you agree with this. Scotty is way more physical naturally than Evan Mobley is, but that's just because he has to be. I think Scotty is a stronger, lower center gravity player, and I think is a much more tenacious player, especially on the defensive end. Versus size.
Very high center of gravity, believe it or not.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe compared to Evan. Evan is
just like a little bit shorter.
Yeah, Evan is just like
Believe it or not, go hip to hip, they're the same length. You know.
Swapper, do you think that the physicality stuff can be the difference? Can be the absolute difference in a series for Cleveland? Do you think that alone can lose in a series?
Do you remember these the NBA, for all the things that people complain about, Damian and Chill, Penn, Ox, Mars, Ron, all the things people complain about, bro, when you get into playoffs, dog, it is still a man v man sport. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you still got to get down there and you got to go to work. You still got to be physical. And even on the perimeter, Ryan Nembhard did that. Remember, Children, I told you, Ryan Nembhard was my Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Year. I thought what he did to Mitchell, what he did to SGA, what he did to Dub, what he did to everybody he saw that run, he was not letting anybody breathe. And I think you got to be able to do that in the perimeter, but on the interior, it's not just about like, elbows and, moving people out of the way. Some of it is like declaring space and rebounding the basketball. And Chill, as you know, and I think something that is timeless in the playoffs, rebounding. If you win the rebounding battle, you give yourself the best opportunity to win. And a part of rebounding is just like, I want it more than you do. And I think when you look at teams like Detroit, they're going to have things that don't go well for them offensively because they are not going to be able to shoot. But if they can make up for that with the physicality, with rebounding, and some of this is getting the whistle on your side early in the series, that changes everything. And I think functionally, you cannot win in the playoffs unless you're going to be one of the more physical teams round by round by round. And Damian, I think one of the misnomers about the Pacers were last year, they're run and shoot. They pass the ball. They shoot threes. They also got in your chest consistently. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to have that to be a part of your DNA personally. That's what I'm saying.
I think the question that needs to be answered also is not just being physical. I'm talking about the other groups. Can you handle the physicality? Penn, I'm watching last night, and I felt like the physicality between both Toronto and San Antonio, I felt like that physicality was distributed equally. I felt like
you know what both those teams have in common, Chill? There are a couple of important things in common. Number one, they both have two of the top three defenders in the NBA. Number two, they both played the most physical team in the league very recently, the Detroit Pistons. So we're taking notes.
Yeah, absolutely.
When someone beats you up like that, you take notes. You're like, damn, that didn't feel good. Let me go do that to somebody else. So shout outs to Detroit.
Interesting. I want to.
But Chill, they might have to find other ways to win. Like there's not one way to win, right? And I agree with Swiper. There's a certain level, like a baseline level of physicality you need in the playoffs to win, but that doesn't mean that it has to be your calling card. Like if Cleveland can't match it with Detroit or New York on the inside, they're going to have to find other ways to win. And I think the question is, does James Harden give you a little bit more of that optionality with his individual skill set? I think that's probably a better question to be asking.
I think he does, and you do have a bigger guard, not only a bigger guard, a stockier, more physical guard. Because James Harden, for all intents and purposes, is a very physical guard. Like despite all the ball handling stuff that you see that he does, he gets downhill and he'll beat up on smaller guards. But swipe it back to your point, to combat your point, when you talk about the physicality, I think that we don't have to go mano a mano with you. But what I do have to do is I have to make it clear that you're not going to push us around. That's not going to happen. And then once that, I feel like once that's established, I feel like now we can get down to basketball. And now we could get down to, let's see who can get around screens. Let's see who can navigate screens. Let's see who can knock down open shots. Let's see who can actually basketball now. But a lot of times when we see teams like the Detroit Pistons, who they just beat teams into submission with their physicality, I mean, teams just fold over. Teams just roll over. I think that the Cavs, the thing that's going to have to be obvious with them is that we're not going to be pushed around. And I think once you get past that, I think that now we can find out if they have the goods in terms of being a basketball team to get deep into the playoffs.
Yo, and we've talked a lot about James Harden. I do want to say that the Cavs potentially won the trade deadline because James Harden wasn't the only player they got. Those two that they have coming off the bench, those two demons, Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis, like that's a major move. The only thing that I don't like about that trade, well, trading for all three of them, is that they all kind of play the same position. So it's like you can only play Dennis and you.
No, we'll find run for them dudes, Ron. We'll get them in the rotation. We'll find run for them.
Sure,
yes, we will.
Them two dudes are so good. I would like to play them 20 minutes a night at least.
It's like a demon and a half, though, Ron. Like Keon certified demon.
Yeah,
I think Dennis is too.
Yeah,
I rock with
Can you win without an elite wing?
Dennis did last night?
Still like
no Donovan Mitchell, no James Harden,
no Evan.
The Bucks.
I thought Allen sent it.
That's cold. That's cold.
What are we doing here?
Can you win?
Oh yeah, that was close. That was close, Damien. I thought he got that off.
Yeah,
I did.
Can you win without an elite wing? I mean, which team has won it without an elite wing? I mean, doesn't Donovan Mitchell kind of count? I was about to say that. That's what I was thinking about. Mars, was MPJ like elite as a wing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so neither. No, I don't.
I think it's on.
I think still don't have an elite wing, and I'm pretty sure Damian has them winning this year.
This Cam Johnson thing is just not. To be honest with you, I'm probably in the minority, but this Cam Johnson thing, I don't know.
You got a Gardner.
And they have cool wings, but they don't have an elite one. And Damian has them winning the chip. So I think he's answered his own question.
I don't think you need an elite wing if you
Payne Watson is cool. Cam Johnson is cool.
I think it's hard.
I saw you say he's better than a man, by the way.
No. I was asking.
No. You definitely was on. I see. I just let it slide though because I'm a changed person.
He's better offensively than men. Duh. But it's just
he's better like creating, but I don't know.
And
like,
shooting by a lot. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I don't know if his overall.
So all ball and all ball. But chill about to say something about Cam Johnson. We're not there yet. I don't know if people are watching with Cam. Maybe I'm in the minority because you probably saw him because you're obviously on Twitter all the time, Mars. You probably saw this tweet I put about Cam yesterday. I don't know what people are watching.
Yeah,
I legit don't know if people are watching. He played phenomenal defense yesterday.
He did.
On JB.
Played good,
and on Derek White now.
He did.
Your whole team played good defense yesterday.
The whole team did.
Everyone's
not going to be a segment.
The whole team.
Everyone. All of them?
The whole team?
But chill. Bro, he's shooting he played 35 games this year. So 2/3 of the game he's shooting 48% from 3 and 48% from 2. Chill. And he's a clear positive.
48% from 2 isn't good, but
I know, but he's a jump shooter. He doesn't take
worst Jhonson games tend to still be not disruptive. Like at the very least, he's not usually like overtly negative. There are those players like Jonathan Kuminga, Ben Mathurin, where it's like it could go really good or really bad. I feel like I have a very safe floor with Cam Johnson games.
Yeah, I don't know what people are. He's legit been one of the in the numbers also backed this out.
Well, MPJ's averaging 25.
He's been a very good. He is in real talk. This is why sometimes I wish people would just watch the games He ran so many dribble handoff / pick and rolls yesterday because they built a specific set for him to use his skill set. He actually runs it quite a lot. The issue is that what they do is it's a double handoff where Jamal gets a double handoff off of Jokic or Val, and then he scrambles down. They do another handoff of Cam, and it's a 3-read system. It's a hit, it's a drive, pull up, shoot, or it's a pass out to the corner. Like they built that for him. I think Cam has been tremendous for most of the year. The first 10 games were the issue. He was absolutely in a place where I think he was trying to find his identity. But you're not going to tell me that a clear positive defensive wing who literally there's nobody taking advantage of Cam. If you say Luka's massive. Like he doesn't have the body for Luka. But for every guard he's seen this year, he's been very good. He's been very good. He switches well. He gets down on the post and he play defenses there well. Yeah. He's smart. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He hit his shots. Bro, no, real talk. This is what I'm saying.
I thought you didn't like DHOs. I thought DHOs.
No, I do. Of course. I mean, they're good. They're useful. You just can't make that your primary offense. I think Cam.
You guys did in 23. That's a lot of the action that you were running with DHOs with Joker and Murray.
I mean, they run DHOs. They do run DHOs, but that's just it's easy to get an elite shooter like the ball with like an elite screener if you run a DHO. Like that's just a right, whatever.
Sure.
But I just like I said, man, I think legitimately Cam is like, no, real talk. You just don't. I hear what you're saying. They run this with or without Murray in the lineup. They always run it. They start the game off with this set damn near every game when Cam's been available. I think the issue is that he doesn't get the opportunity to do what he did in Brooklyn because they don't need him to do that.
What exactly is it, Swiper? So we're already 2/3 through the season.
Yep.
Cam Jhonson, what exactly is his role with this group in your estimation?
Yeah, he doesn't take a lot of shots. He's averaging 9 shots a game this year, 9.5 shots a game. That's just not his role. Like, he's not there to take a bunch of shots. There's Murray to do that. There's Jokic to do that. Then there's Peyton Watson when he was going crazy, but obviously Cam was out for a lot of that stuff. His job is to be a low mistake player, to hit shots off the ball. This year, as a spot-up shooter, 1.20 points per possession, which is very good. In transition this year, 1.25 points per possession, which is very good this year. If you look at him playing off of cuts, he's done that very well. So, like, he has a very specific skill set they're asking him to run, and he needs to be able to move off the ball better than most other players in the league. And then defensively chill, the difference between Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Johnson, this is the biggest difference. When you attack the Nuggets, they no longer have a wing. Like Mars remembers when they played versus James Harden in the playoffs, James is constantly calling Porter into the action. Because the whole point is, like, get your worst defender on me. That way I can either step back dribble, drive, foul, kick, and we don't have a traditional rim protector. It puts you in a bind. Cam this year in pick and roll defense, it's only giving up 0.86 points per possession, which is 91st percentile. In isolation this year, he's only giving up 0.73 points per possession, which is 84th percentile. He's been phenomenal as a chaser, as an isolation defender, and as a screen navigator. That's like he's cooking.
I mean, if we look at the data and the eyes are, I feel like they have to be on the same page, because like when I watch Cam, there are some times, and that's largely due to him just getting on Denver and understanding his role. He looks indecisive. He kind of looks a little bit lost in some of the offense that they're running. I've seen him not be in rhythm in terms of shooting, not being ready to shoot the basketball because he's not really sure exactly what it is he's supposed to be doing, not just in that specific play, but just overall. Because when I go from being on a bad team in Brooklyn where I'm shooting the majority of the shots to getting with a group like what Denver has, and I'm going to get a limited amount of shots, but I'm going to get good shots, though. It's not like when I'm getting in Brooklyn, I'm going to get good shots, and I have to be prepared to shoot. I mean, I think there's an adjustment period, and I think that early on in the season, he went through that, and I feel like we are starting to get it together, but he wasn't good early. I don't think
so. First 10 games.
But I think these are one of those situations where it's hard, though, because sometimes you're naturally compared to the player you're traded for. And I think that their roles between, like, MPJ and Cam Johnson's roles in Denver on both ends really are vastly different. Mm-hmm. And we naturally want to say, oh my God, this guy's averaging 25 a game in Brooklyn. Did they lose the trade? But really, what Denver's trying to do this year doesn't need Cam Johnson to shoot 15 shots a game. They need him to, like you said, to be a low mistake guy, hit open shots, be very good defensively, be okay, be a guy that can get the ball in transition and finish. Like, these are different roles these guys are playing, We don't expect Cam Jhonson to go out there and give you 25 points a game. We just need his floor. We just need his floor to be very, very high. So when the playoffs come, this is a guy that we can go to in the rotation and give some minutes to, and we can trust in the playoffs. Like these are completely different roles these guys are playing. So the comparison to me is an unfair one for both guys, really.
And just for context, for everybody to understand too, Cam this year, like the thing that he's also done, and this is massive. So he's played this year 786 minutes with Jokic. They're a plus 11.4, which is obviously elite. When Cam is in the game without Jokic in 191 minutes, they have a plus 13.2 net rating without Jokic in the game.
I wonder what the on-off minutes are with James Harden in Cleveland. And the reason why I'm asking that, Ron, is because I mean they've of the 7, I think they were 6-1 with him in the lineup. I mean, that offense, it looked like it was humming. To be honest with you, Ron, it looked like with James Harden on the floor, that offense looked like it was humming. Those guys looked like they just were more confident in getting better looks, not just better looks, but also in terms of transition, they look like they were finishing better. I wonder what Cleveland's offense looked like.
They're right now, though. It's too early. Like, there's no scouting report on this. Like
126 miles. Is that what I just heard?
126.4.
Yeah,
126.4.
It's 200 minutes. So
their defense is trash though so far. So
like forget the small sample size thing. Like it's just no. It is too early, man. It's too early to be judging teams that don't have like. We haven't seen James Harden plus this combination of players, and neither has anybody else. So there's really no way to know what they're going to do. I don't even think they know what they're going to do right now. So it's all random. When you have about 20, 30 games of this, now teams will adjust. Then we can judge. And you know what's going to happen in 30 games, Joe? The playoffs.
you know what I've realized about the chat? Like they haven't actually spent enough time watching basketball that they're so embedded in narratives, because what happens is that like, when you actually can defeat people's idiocisms with like actual information and actual like watching the basketball game, you can talk through this stuff. And for some reason, when it comes to these players in particular, the narratives have superseded reality. And I think if you pay attention to like a lot of players in the league, there are a lot of really, really, really good high leverage role players.
Yeah. No, Swiper. Swiper.
They just don't get the names.
Say that word again. Idiocisms.
What I can't allow you to do, Swiper, what I can't allow you to do is take personal shots at my chat because they don't agree with you.
I don't care about this.
Just because, so you don't care? Just because they don't agree with you, you can't just call people idiots. That's just not cool, bro.
So can I ask for?
I can't allow you to talk to my chat like that.
No, you're right. Can I ask for an evaluation? If I'm talking basketball, which is what we're doing, we had a great basketball segment so far. I think you'd agree. If somebody says I'm being a fanboy because I'm evaluating how somebody's playing, do you think that is like a good description of what just happened?
Yeah, but you know, Swiper, that's a part of the gig, bro. It is a part of the gig, and a part of the gig for them is if you're gonna be here, I'm gonna call you a fanboy of me, or I'm gonna say that you're dumb, or that you don't know what you're talking about, or you don't watch ball, and then we can just go back to the conversation. So I'm saying it's tit for tat. I was cool. I'm saying in this situation, that all right, Swipe. I'm just saying, but you can't just get upset because people think one thing about your team. Maybe real talk got you a little riled up or something. But you know what I'm saying. I think
no,
as a whole, we got to do better in the way that we speak to our subscribers.
Very simple. I think most of these people, and including
then hold them to that same standard. Don't just let them talk to us crazy neither. You let them say whatever they want to us.
Chill. Heavy is the head. Chill. Heavy is the head.
Heavy is the head shit. No,
heavy is some of these bodies in the chat too.
Just because I'm on the court and I make $10 million does not mean that this dude who bought a ticket in row 7 that he could throw shit at me, and that's okay because he bought a ticket. Ox. No, that's not the way that works.
As a matter of fact, chill gets people in the chat banned all the time. The difference with me, I don't need to ban you. I'm just gonna call you what you are. That's the difference. But so also, it did.
No. Call them out. What are they?
How you really are.
Put a name on it.
I really want to do that.
Yeah, I hear you, Chill. I hear you. Shout out to you. I'm saying there's different methodology. The chat is
but we also got to understand that just because we're up here with microphones doesn't mean that everything we say is correct.
Who said nobody said that?
And if somebody, hold on. I'm saying everything we say isn't correct, and if somebody disagrees with us, that doesn't mean that we should be like, well, you just don't watch enough basketball. You're an idiot.
No, but the difference is if you call me,
I know I'm not right all the time. I'm just speaking my mind.
Here's the thing. If you call somebody a fanboy providing actual information or sets or plays or numbers,
you're a fan.
I know.
You are a fan.
But Ron, I think the issue is what's happening is
we're all
Ron. This is another segment.
I got an interesting point for you.
Go ahead, for you.
If
you ask ChatGPT about the top Raptors podcast,
we weren't talking basketball. We were having a conversation.
No. I'm gonna tell you something.
Would you have been less offended if he would have called you a fan man?
I'm saying, look. The difference is, Ron. Everybody knows this. If you start with me, I'm going to give you the energy you're asking for, and I will tell you, bigger beep. I will go whatever level. If you were in LA, you know what that means. I'll go to whatever level you would like to go to. The problem is that when you stand in the room and it comes to actually clowning people, they don't want to stand in the room, because if we start doing like Jones and each other, then you bring some people up here, they're gonna leave with hurt feelings. So I'm saying, like, I want to talk hoops. I can joke all you, Ron. Me and you go bar for bar all the time. And Ron, you will get fried, cooked, but you'll still show back up the next day ready to talk basketball. I like talking basketball. But if you say something crazy, I'm gonna call you what you are. It's just that simple.
Swiper, here's the thing. I'm a sweet guy. We got a bunch of sweethearts in the chat. Our chat is lovely. They don't mean it like that. It's just,
Chat. They absolutely do. Chill. Do we have some dusty people in the chat?
Straight dusty ass dudes. Straight smelly. Dusty. Like you if you seen them in real life, these dudes, like, you wouldn't stand close to them because they'll burn the burn the head in your noses.
How do you know?
Like shit.
Dusty.
How do you know?
Because I've actually seen some of these dudes in real life. Who, by the way, when they see me in real life, yo, what up, Chill? How you doing, brother?
Hi, can I have a picture? Can I have an autograph, Chill?
Can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture, Chill? Meanwhile, when we get in the chat, like when we get in the chat, I'm the toughest dude in the world. I'm this, I'm that. If you see me in real life, you don't keep that same energy. Those are the dudes that when I see them in the street, I'm actually feeling them dudes. What's up, brother? How you doing? What's going on? Them other dudes right there, give me a break.
Matter of fact, Chill, when we go to Indy, some of the people in the chat, mind you, when they see Chill, they'll be crying in the middle of the night at a bar talking about, Chill, I look up to you so much. You're such a great you're such a great content creator. I listen to you every day. But in the chat, they glazing. Constantly. I'm just saying, like, just keep it what it is, bro.
Hey, Swiper,
like exactly like that. Did you shower today?
Hey, flustered.
This is how the chat got you in Chill right now. Riled up.
We're cooking the chat. What you talking about?
We having a good show and a real talk.
I'm at the free throw line because I can go to the free throw line even with all of this noise. I go to the free throw line and I knock those down. The chat, you guys, and especially. There's a number of different ones.
One buddy, Kareem, Frank, Sam. Okay.
Like a lot of these dudes, like, these are the same dudes that, they say whatever it is that they say in the chat, but if you see them in real life, it would be something completely different. But Buddy is the dude who Ox actually had him on the show, and he found out who he was. Ox actually, when I told him who he was, Ox found out who he was, and now he's still like cool with the dude. Even though the dude insults him in the chat. The dude says foul shit about him in the chat. Talking about you wash your ass with the same rag you wash your face with. Like, that's the dude that he says that about you. Yeah, that
Chill,
dude.
Is your blood pressure actually going up right now?
I don't think we should let's not make any mistake. I'm not cool with anybody necessarily. I just understand what the chat is here for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are.
And
it makes the show better.
And I understand that I'm here for the chat.
Everybody here.
Hold on 1 second, Penn. I just wanted to say that real quick. I'm here for the chat regardless. You know what I'm saying? I understand y'all not gonna feel me. Some of y'all don't like me, and that's okay. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here for everybody. You know what I mean? But when somebody is here every day and they're giving their opinion and when they're chatting, when they're sending these chats, no matter what they say, it helps our engagement. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. You don't gotta like me. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Hey, well, hold on. And then, by the way,
I don't wash my ass with the same with the same rag I wash my face.
Man, just do your job. Our job is frying both you and talking basketball. That's both our job. We entertainers and talking hoops. So again, if you would like to be a part of the show, Ron, what they got to do is send a $50 super chat. That's all they got to do. Send it directly to Ron's Cash App, and we can have y'all on anytime you want. Get cooked whenever. By the way, matter of fact, Chill, in person, if you want to get the 5 or one-on-ones, you already know you can't score on none of us. So now what? None of y'all can score on none of us.
He said
like Teflon called me a snitch. Like Teflon just called me a snitch. Just so you know, Teflon, I have worked in law enforcement. I promise you, they'll get your ass in the interrogation room and you'll tell them whatever they want to know. I know for a fact that they will they will shine that light on your ass and you will tell them whatever they want to know. I'm not what happens about that.
What happens when the detectives start offering you cookies and shit like that?
That's them dudes. They'll be like, "Yo, what you want to know? What's going on? What do you want to know?"
I'm gonna leave that motherfucker.
Yo,
like
what y'all know why detectives offer you cookies?
Mm-hmm.
In interrogation? Do y'all actually know that?
You are buddy. I bet you are, buddy. I know about your arrest record. I know about your arrest record. I've done my homework. I know people who know you. Yeah, I know about your arrest record. I know about the stuff that you've gotten yourself into. I know about that stuff. So, but I keep that to myself. I do. I 100% keep that to myself.
I gotta let y'all know. So if you ever get arrested, this is a little free advice to keep you out of jail. If you ever get arrested and they're trying to hold you for a couple hours,
that's because I am. Frank.
Okay, no, hold on. And they offer you cookies, do not take those cookies. If they offer you donuts, do not take those donuts. If they offer you literally anything with sugar, do not take the sugar. Because
what if they offer you something with cheese?
There's plenty of y'all that ain't.
The reason
there's plenty of y'all that
don't take the bread, don't take the burger, don't take
burgers. I've been
because
offered pizza.
what they're doing, and again, just research this a lot. What they're doing is they're trying to spike your blood sugar so that you get sleepy. Once you get sleepy, you start talking nonsense, as I was on the panel 2 days ago, and then you slip up and you say something like, "I don't even know what he was wearing." And it's like, how'd you know it was a he? And it's like 20 to life. So yeah, don't go there. I just want to say, as someone who's crashed out a lot, okay, I gotta say, we all of us up here over 30, except for one of us, right?
Yep.
And that's Mars.
Yep.
They can't give you. I just want to say that they can't give you 20 to life for saying that in an interrogation room. Like, anything you say in an interrogation room has to also be corroborated.
Ron, did I lie about my height?
You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that. But still, take a nap though. Take a nap.
If you confess to being there, yeah,
it still has to be corroborated in court. I just want to say that. I just want to say, you know what I'm saying? But regardless though, take a nap, call your lawyer. Wake up in the morning.
Can we get back to? We was having a real good basketball.
Can I just say something? That
was going on.
Let's
go about these goofy ass dudes.
I just want to say, like, just this chat that we've just had. The reality is that, like, we both need each other. Like, there's no show without the chat, and the chat there. I think your days would be a lot worse without watching PC every day. So I think that's ultimately we both need each other. But doesn't mean we can't have rational conversations. It doesn't mean we can't get, have a joke here and there. But there is a line sometimes. Yeah, there is a line. But
we're doing storytelling here, and for storytelling to happen, everyone can't be the hero. Everyone can't be the good guy. Everyone cannot be agreeing. That's like what creates good stories: conflict, arcs, surprises.
Pin, you know what a good story is? A good story is watching that Toronto San Antonio.
Hold up, Butcher. We can't. We'll get there in a second. We will talk about why the Raptors will never be the contender this year in 2026.
Hey,
however,
Ron, I've never seen that many missed free throws in an NBA game in that short a time in my life.
Shit. However, Mars, Damian spoke into this. Swiper started this. Swiper in Real Talk. Chill went off on everybody. Ox spoke his piece. Pin spoke his piece. Is there anything you would like to say to the glorious chat?
Yeah, man, amazing.
For the notorious
Most
chat?
of y'all
I gave free legal advice. I just want to
clarify.
That's what I did. I gave free legal advice.
Or anybody up here about the chat?
Not really. I talk in the chat all the time.
Yeah, shouts. Most of y'all are amazing. Most of y'all are absolutely amazing, man. And we need you every single day. To Damian's point, I believe, beloved community, we all do better together. And so shout out to you all. But some of y'all, you just be here, just yapping and glazing. And then be like, oh, then we get addressed. And you're like, oh, I'm a victim. All right, whatever, be a victim then. All right, shout to y'all.
What I was trying to say was I think we should take a note from Mars. I never see him. Well, I mean, I have seen him crash out, but I don't see him like getting too emotional about the chat. And
that's because he's from there.
Well, you never chat. What do you mean he's from there?
Hey, he literally is from there.
See, the thing about it is, Chill, you might need to just go spend a week in the chat. You might need to take a week off of the show and just go spend a week in the chat. You can't come on the show. All you can do is be in the chat. Maybe then.
Nah. Don't do that, Chill.
What did
you up here, Chill?
Hey, you merely adopted the dark.
Oh, he was born
like chill, maybe you need to go into the chat and become one with the chat. And then maybe.
So you're saying go back to the projects, Ron?
Sometimes that makes a man a better man.
The chat in the projects.
Yeah, go back to the hood.
Yo, the chat is.
Maybe you've lost touch with yourself. You know.
Chill. The chat is in the projects. The chat don't take showers. The chat got bad BO. What else? The chat got chill.
Ashy feet.
Man,
ashy feet. They ain't got no lotion.
Yeah, ashy ass.
The chat got KD ankles.
Yeah, ashy ass feet.
By the way, we got a $50 super chat. By the way, Ron.
Dirty ass couches.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome, chat. Thank y'all.
But
what's in the fridge, Chill? What's in the fridge, Chill? What's in there?
Water and ice and water and empty ice trays. That's what's in there. Mm-hmm. That's what's in there.
And that can of Spam that's been there for 5 years. Okay.
All right, and sardines as well. But Swiper is right. We do have a $50 super chat from Daddy Pigs. Daddy Pigs simply just said, dub word salad. Daddy Pigs, you are right. This has been a lot of word salad.
Thank you, Daddy
But
Pigs.
a lot of you fat boys in the chat need a little more salad. And ingredients like that ingrained into your recipes and ingrained into your lifestyle. So you are welcome. However, because I know in America, unfortunately, Mars, Damien, and Penn, it costs a little extra to, eat healthier. So I got the perfect way for you guys to get the money that you need to afford a healthier lifestyle so you can eat the salad that you need to eat. Now, this is Splash Sports, and this is a good way to take your basketball knowledge and turn it into Splash Cash. As you can see, when you use code CHOICE, you will get $50 back instantly when you play $5. Play $5, get $50. That's one perk. But what makes it even better is that, Splash Sports is the DFS game that we've all been waiting for, because it isn't just you versus some algorithm. It isn't just you versus the sports book. It is you versus other real fans. So it means that you have legit competition and you guys have an even playing field. You see, it'd be hard to play against ChatGPT in one of these type of games. However, I'm playing against regular guys in the chat. Chilling Swiper just outline the guys in the chat. You're playing against regular people, which makes it easier for you to take home the money at the end of the day. And we're going to show you guys exactly what I mean when I say that we're playing against regular people and you have an even playing field. Because similar to last night, we played a game last night. The DFS game, Quick Picks on Splash Sports. And this is what we put in. We had Kay Cunningham going more than 25.5 points. We had Jared McCain going more than 9.5 points. We had Tobias Harris being a Leicester with 13.5 points. And we had Kaysen Wallace making 1.5 threes. Guys, we hit this. We had 4 picks. We put in $10, and we could win up to 120. However, Big Ox, what happened?
Well, we hit. It was a tie. We tied with somebody, so we split it down the middle with somebody else. So it was 60 and then plus 10%, or how many? 20%, I think. Oh yeah, 20% wasn't right. Yeah. So we ended up winning $72.
So that's what I mean when I say it is fair matchmaking in this whole thing. You don't necessarily lose. Well, you can lose, but the thing about it is, all you have to do is get more picks right than the other person, and you will win. All right, let's get into it, fellas. What game are we rocking with tonight? What games y'all like?
Now, what I could do, Mr. Ox, good morning again, sir. It was nice to see you. I would very much like to. I'd very much like to take a look at that Leonard line tonight. Minnesota is in town.
That's easy money.
I'd like to see what that looks like, sir.
Kawhi love picking on them.
Yes, he does. What does that Kawhi Leonard line look like tonight? 29.5.
Game time decision.
Game time decision. I don't know if I love that. Right? Yeah. I don't know if I love Kawhi Leonard as a game time decision. So, what I will ask, Ox, can I take a look at Cooper Flag's line, sir?
Well, hold on. See, the thing about it, Chill, is
hold on,
Mr. Ox, would you like to go all the way up to the top? So I think your hand may be forced with Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, yep.
So we have a 50% boost here with player's choice, and it happens to be Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
So, chill, we have to include Kawhi Leonard into our pick.
What's his points and rebounds, y'all?
I'm going to take the more on the 29.5, Ox, with Leonard.
Good call, great call, Chill. Great call.
I'm going to take the more on the 29.5. So
great call. No, just for your curiosity, though, swipe of the points rebounds is 36.5. So I like the 29.5.
They got Kawhi 29.5
for a reason, Ron. Yeah, for a reason.
I know, and that's the point I'm making. Like, damn, this boy been killing.
Yeah, as long as you don't see a certain somebody, he might be able to hit that. Can I take a look at it, Joel Embiid?
No, you can't. We got to do Minnesota versus the Clippers.
Just Minnesota? Okay.
And so that leaves us with Jaden McDaniels, John Collins.
What's Jaden McDaniels' points rebounds right now?
Let me see what J-Mac got for us. Points and rebounds, 17.5.
Whoa. Yeah, give me the more.
Absolutely.
Thank you, brother.
Penn, Damian, anything you guys want to get involved with this game?
What's Ant? Ant's gonna give us 30 at least, right?
Is it? That's what you want? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So take more than 28.5?
Yeah.
All right.
Penbrook?
Book it.
Do y'all? I'm gonna leave this to y'all. How do y'all feel about IO over 11.5?
I don't really love it.
Okay, so take less.
That's just me though. I don't hold me to that.
You speak for everyone. You speak for everyone.
All right, give me the more.
You got Dante 3-pointers there? You got Dante 3-pointers?
Yeah. Let's go Dante 3-pointers. Take the IO off.
2.5.
I like that action. I don't know about you guys, but
you want to
be getting them up. I already picked Ant, so it's up to y'all.
Do that. Take the IO off. But I want to look at Brooks 3-pointers. Speaking of getting them up.
If it's 1.5, take it. 1.5, take it.
Come on. That's easy.
Yeah.
They're not closing out.
But guys, go ahead and put 20 on this. We'll take our 50% boost. We'll take our $500 home. And then 750. Ooh. Hey, man. Hey, chill.
Yes, sir.
We are getting out the projects.
I might be able to get some cheese on my burger.
All right, yes, sir. We are looking at Kawhi Leonard going more than 29.5. Jaden McDaniels going more than 17.5 rebounds. Anthony Edwards going more than 28.5 points. Dante DiVincenzo making more than 2.5 threes. And Brooke Lopez, Splash Mountain, obviously going more than 1.5 threes. Big Ox, scroll up just a little bit. As you guys can see, we used our player's choice 50% boost. It was applied. And there we go. $20 turns into $500. And that's simply just how we rocking today. Also, aside from this, one more thing. I do want to once again remind you guys that when you use code choice, you will get $50 back when you play just $5. It's like abracadabra. You turn $5 into $50 simply just by using code choice. Once again, Splash Sports has the highest multipliers in DFS. You can win up to 50 times what you put in. So go ahead and grab your free $50 deposit when you play $5 and use code choice. You can click the link in the description to download Splash Sports and learn more about it. Let's see what you guys are made of. But just like yesterday, we will see you guys in the winner's circle. I guarantee it. All right, fellas. We got a few more things to talk about, but let's go ahead and dive into these super chats. Everybody in the chat today, we will be doing our February power rankings. So you guys just hold tight, put on your seatbelt, because it's going to be a nice ride to the end of this show. We'll get to our power rankings. We're going to also talk about knueppel being the fastest player to make 200 threes. We're also going to talk about whether LeBron James is actually really going to retire, or is he going to do something else? The rumor is retirement might just be in the calling cards for LeBron James. We'll get to that. However, we have super chats. Salute to Daddy Pig and salute to the word salad that we have provided for you guys early on in the show. Aside from that, the next super chat that we have is from Legend is here. 1, 2, 3. Legend said SGA has gapped Luka in every way. Luka will never be in the best in the world talks, and he's barely, if not even top 5. It's only down from here. To be honest, would be better for his career to retire now than to get pushed out of the top 10 by next year.
Out the top 10 in the current NBA. That's well, Mars, where did we have him last year when he ended the year? Did we have him in the top 5? Was he 6?
I had him in and around the top 5, but I don't know if we collectively did, because I was passionately arguing that he's better than Anthony Davis.
Well, AD finished a 6 last year for us, didn't he? Something like that.
Maybe, but I know I was not on my own, but I was in the minority.
Yeah, I will say, Mars, this is probably the lowest his quota rating has been. If you know a quota, like public, your perception rating is lower. It's lowest it's been since the NBA Finals, and this is probably the second. This is the lowest it's ever been in a regular season.
And why is that though? Is it because he's now playing with the Lakers?
Well, everything is like magnified right now, and so people are seeing every point of his game.
Yeah, because I mean, to Mars's point, like the stuff that's going on with Luka, the stuff was going on when he was in Dallas. Like he's just in better shape now. Like the shot selection, this was going on in Dallas. The inconsistencies on defense, this was going on in Dallas. Him not being able to compete consistently, what's going on in Dallas. The fact that he's now playing in Los Angeles, it's just gotten magnified now, right? The fact that
I think it's you're right, Joe. It existed in Dallas, but I think it has gotten worse. Like I think that if you go and look at his shot profile, for example, he's taken more jumpers than ever. He's driving less. He feels less explosive. The defensive stuff is still pretty bad. The only problem is when you play in LA, everything's magnified. So now you got a situation where you got fans that are impatient as well, and you got the media on you every day. So it does go up a notch. But we spoke about this yesterday, and Mars, I think you made the point where like SGA in the last like 1 or 2 years has really created a delta between them when it used to be a genuine conversation on who you'd prefer. So I think that's a real thing that's gone on.
180.
Say it again.
In 2023, this was not a conversation that could be had.
Mm-hmm.
You could not even put like this. How just the other day I kind of tried to sneak Cade or say that Cade was on his way into that tier. SJ was on his way into Luka's tier, but if you would have said that, you would have been laughed at. You would have been called every name except for a God-fearing man. Like you would have been called everything.
Yeah.
Like you could not. Yeah. It was completely the opposite, and the gap was even further. That Luka had on SGA, and so like it's crazy how not only did he make up that gap, he got to SGA or he got to Luka's level, but now he's basically turned the tables completely.
Well, when you get to Los Angeles, especially as a polarizing figure like Luka is, it's the same thing that happened when Shaq got to LA. Like the championships were immediate. Like this has to happen right now. And when they were losing in the playoffs and they're getting swept out of the playoffs, why can't you win, Shaq? What's going on? You're too busy doing rap videos. You're too busy doing movies. You're not focused on basketball. If he was in Orlando still doing that and they were getting to the Eastern Conference Championship and they were getting to the NBA Finals but losing, this wouldn't have been nearly the conversation it is because he's in Los Angeles. So I guess that comes with the territory, but I mean, I don't think that there's much difference. I'm not saying that with Luka being in Los Angeles, he's the exact same guy, but a lot of the stuff that he's doing in Los Angeles, he was doing it in Dallas.
Chill, I want to ask you, how long until Luka has a championship caliber team in Los Angeles? Do you believe? Because you said don't worry about it. Yesterday you said don't worry about it. LA's gonna make this right.
Once they get James off the books and they can focus solely on building that unit around Luka, 2-3 years tops.
So 29 at the latest.
Yeah, 2-3 years tops. I think they'll have a championship contending unit around him.
I think we might be early, but there's every possibility that Luka's career, especially in LA, ends up as like a what if. Because when you look around the league, he's yet to win an MVP. Guys like Wemby are coming. Anthony Edwards is still getting better. Cade's announced himself. Jokic has got plenty left in the tank. SGA's got plenty left in the tank. Plus, a lot of these teams are going to be better than the Lakers for the foreseeable future too. As soon as OKC starts declining, they're going to retool. They have all the capital. San Antonio might be the best team in the league in a few years. Like, there's a world that exists, especially in the West, where Luka might not win not only an MVP but a championship chill. There's a very and when we talk about a guy that is probably declining already athletically, he might, if he doesn't win any of that stuff, he might be the first superstar in Lakers history to never win one. And you don't want that title, man.
Well,
Jerry West never won an MVP.
Oh, sorry. I mean the modern era. Sorry, I should have said the modern era.
Do you think Damian? Because I did not mean to make it sound like I was correcting you. I was more so noting for myself. So whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think, Damian, that is the Luka thing like? Is his lack of athleticism or the lack of athleticism he's losing? Is that a product of? Is it like the injuries? Is it he's not working hard enough? Is it like the extracurricular stuff? Do you think this is something that can be fixed? Like if he were to change his routine and change his attitude for years, like maybe for Melo, LeBron, CP3, Wade, they all went through that own phase where they changed their bodies to extend their career. Do you think he can do something like that?
I think so, but I think that for the most of it, this is how he's built athletically. The other thing that a lot of people, and I talked to a few buddies, I talked to a few buddies like this about this a few days ago. People don't realize how much of an accumulative effect it has when you start playing real basketball very early. Like Luka's been playing against grown men since he was like 12, 13, 14, 15. And so when people say guys should be hitting their prime around 29, 30, that's probably a little less for guys that have started their careers so early and the wear and tear has been there earlier. So like people are like, oh, he's 26, he's 27, he should be in his prime. Like there should be no signs of athletic decline. But you have to remember, this guy's been basically a pro since he was 13 years old. So that's I think that people don't take that into account. Like he had basically a whole Hall of Fame career before he even got to the NBA. So like that, and then you combine that with like international play because he's always playing for his country. And all of a sudden, it's a lot of mileage on the legs, even though, he was drafted relatively, recently in our minds. You know what I'm saying?
So that's where is that, to your point, Swiper, is that where the athleticism went? Like, are we seeing Luka age right before our eyes? Like this 26, 27 years old, like, is this an older 27?
I don't want to say this, Chill. And please, this is not going to be his career, but the only other player I can think about, and when I'm thinking about immediately in sports, who is like an all-time great offensive player, and then injuries just capped him. But this is not Luka because it ended his like career. Is Todd Gurley? Because you remember when Todd Gurley, before his knee injuries, he was
the best running back in the league. Like we was having a real conversation.
He was the best offensive player for years.
And then he just went away.
And then he had the knee injuries, the lower body injuries that took him out, and then he just wasn't the same. I don't think that's, but I'm saying like that's the only time I can think about a player in their mid-20s. Todd was like 25, 26 years old. Like I don't see him doing that, but it sounds like what Damian is insinuating, because of how long he's played, it could just be that he just never gets sustainable, long-term sustainable athleticism back. Because now he worked out all summer. The whole point, he was on the men's magazine.
Looked great.
Yeah, like, and then now it's like he can't stay in front of people. He's having lower body injuries again. I don't know, Penn, if you have different thoughts on this or not, but like it just, it's, I don't know, man. It's just.
And Penn, if you can imagine the Todd Gurley thing, if you can imagine like what Scotty Barnes is right now, and imagine Scotty Barnes 3 years from now, he's just gone. Like what you see with Scotty Barnes right now, like you think arguably he's a top 3 defender, and you can make a case for him being the best defender in the league. So imagine. Or how about the second best defender in the league? How about that? Easily. Okay, the second best defender in the league, right? So imagine him as arguably the second best defender in the league, one of the best two-way players in the game. 3 years from now, he didn't die, right? That didn't happen. Like none of that happened. He's just gone. Like he can't run as fast as he used to. He's not as athletic as he used to be. He has none of those things. But he had him just 2 years ago. Like that's what happened to Todd Gurley.
That happens.
But guys, it's like, just quickly, but like Swiper as well, if he was to like lose weight, for example, like how Wade and LeBron slimmed down as their careers went on, that's going to hurt other parts of his game because he's excellent in the post because of his size and his weight and his ability to take smaller guards down there and things. So It's a tricky one, man. I think it's a slippery slope with him when you don't have as a baseline elite level athleticism.
Interesting.
Guys, I want to ask you guys, and Damian kind of brought this up. Obviously, Luka has been in an MVP race since what, 23?
Whoa, like a year?
Yeah. He's been an MVP caliber player since what was it 22 or 23?
Year 2, basically. I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, so 21 then.
Mm-hmm.
However, is there a possibility? I don't even want to say is there a possibility. Do you think that Luka will ever win an MVP in his career?
Since the bubble, Luka has finished. Since the bubble, he finished 4th, 6th, 5th, 8th, and 3rd in league MVP votes since the bubble.
That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, the question is, you know, and I'm gonna say a few names here, y'all. So you got Jokic, SGA right now. So let's say Jokic does this. I don't know how much longer. Who knows? I'm not gonna put a number on. Who knows how long he's in it? And then you have Wemby. Then you have Ant. And then this is just in the West. And then how long until y'all think Cooper gets there?
I don't think it's going to be long.
2
2
years.
I don't think
2
it's
years?
Gonna be long. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be long at all.
Probably 3 because they're still gonna have to win a little something.
So then the East, then Cade, Tatum, Giannis, who else? You know, Brunson. If I can spread a little agenda here, knueppel, Scotty Barnes. Like there could be other people. I'm saying that's 10 names.
Giannis.
I don't know if these guys pass Luka.
Anthony Edwards.
I don't want to do that, right? I'm not saying that like these guys are going to end up like Luka's just going to fall off the map. No, I mean, even with the athleticism waning, where it looks like he's still 34 a game, he's still 33 a game, right? He's still 8 rebounds, he's still 9 rebounds, he's still arguably the best scorer in the game, right? He's still doing all of these things while the athleticism is leaving him. With that being said, I think the best opportunity, and maybe you guys can correct me, like I said, if I'm wrong, I think 24 was the year. Like if he didn't win it that year, I think that was it.
Chill. So you don't think he can win an MVP over the next? Let's say he plays 7 more years.
We're in as of today with Luka. We're in year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're in year 7 right now. So this is around the time when, you know, guys, at least the older guys, this is around the time when they started winning league MVPs, like between year 7 and year 10. Like
maybe he's more Nash, chill.
So if he doesn't, if he does, like Steve Nash won it in what 2005 in the 04 05.
That's only like year 9 for him. He was just old.
Yeah, he 30?
I think so.
Yeah, 29, 30 years old. And with Luka,
and there's a world that exists where he doesn't win one, man. That's crazy.
I think we're in the next. I think if he doesn't win it within the next 3 years,
if he's on a 60-win team averaging 33, he'll win an MVP. Like it's not rocket science. The Lakers need to build a good team. Like we're doing all of this writing off his career. Like the reason he's not going to have a chance because the team sucks. If you build a good team,
I'm
around
not writing
Luka,
it off. I'm just saying there's a world that
MVP.
exists where he doesn't win anything.
Wins. I mean, Joker won the league MVP. Mars, they won 53 games.
But that doesn't mean that everyone who puts up numbers on a mid team is going to win MVP. But it doesn't take a genius to figure out if Luka's on a good team that increases his chances. Now, is it possible he doesn't win? Sure, yeah. Like, it's possible. Like Dwayne Wade never won an MVP. Like sometimes you just line up with great players. So I'm not saying he's going to win, but you guys acting like it's basically over.
They were the 1 seed that year. So.
But Mars, you know what's the pushback to that though? And you're 100% right. If Luka was to win 60 games, like he's walking home with that MVP.
Probably
more than likely. Because Shea probably win 60 games too, but that's also my point.
Shoot, Wemby might win 60 games this year, brother.
What'd you say?
Wemby might win 60 this year.
And so that's what I'm saying, Swipe, but he has to outperform the Spurs and Wemby.
They might win 60 this year, y'all.
And is Luka going to play 65 games every year too? Is Luka going to play 65 every year?
Mm-mm.
That rule's changing. I just hope you know that.
I told you this months ago.
But
you think so, Mars? Yeah,
that rule is absolutely changing.
At least for
all of I don't know if they'll remove it or they'll just lower the threshold, but that rule is changing.
Yeah, at least for all the NBA is going to change. Yeah, at least.
What's a fair number?
I think. Remember,
if you play in the NBA, you should be eligible.
Yeah, I agree with that. But Durant, remember what year was that, Mars? That Durant played 50. What did he play? 54 games, 53 games, Mars? Was that 2 years ago?
And he made it? Or
No, he didn't make it. I put him on.
He missed it last year playing 62.
Yeah, I put him on my All NBA chill when he played like 53 games. So I personally
NBA team that year.
Yeah, I mean he was incredible.
The 23 year where he played 47. And was
this is ridiculous.
49.
I don't care about that. He was phenomenal in those 47 games. Like I had him
playing
on
barely half the season.
Mm-hmm. He was
barely half the season.
He was excellent that season though. Like I don't want
No,
to.
KD missed it last year and he played 62. So it's been tough. But shit happens. But yeah, that I never agreed with that rule when it was implemented. I still don't agree.
Joe, what do you think the rule? Do you think the rule should be in place? And then next up, and if it is in place, what are the game thresholds? And would you have it consistent for MVP, DPOY, All NBA? Like, would you be straight across the board?
I'm actually comfortable with the rule being what it is, and the reason why I'm comfortable is because the all-time greats, this is what they did. They played. And when they played, they produced at a high level. When you only play half the season, when you barely play half the season, even if you are producing, relatively good numbers or you're producing great numbers, I feel like consistency is what matters. And the all-time greats played more than half the season. If I'm asking you to play 80% of the games, I don't think that's ridiculous. That's one, I feel like that's a requirement. Number two, I feel like I can get an idea of where you are. I mean, I can see you play 48 games. I can see you play 50 games and it looks great. I think that the NBA got it wrong a lot of times with these guys. I don't think Scottie Pippen should have been on the All-League defensive team in 98, playing 44, 47 games. I don't think he was an All-League defender that year.
So
barely playing half
when
the
LeBron
season.
won the MVP,
Shaq's made 14
All
NBA teams, and 4 of them he's played below 65 games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not counting the lockout season, obviously. Everyone played.
Sure.
4 of his All NBA seasons, he's played less than 65 games, which would mean he'd only have 10 in modern NBA. I know Yao Ming has made one where he's barely played. Scottie Pippen was the example you just used.
So when LeBron won MVP in 2011-12, by the way, Chill, he only played 62 games that year.
62 out of 66.
Yeah, so like going through the numbers.
That was a lockout season.
Yep, 49 for Karl Malone, 80. Yeah, that was another season, 88, 99. And then you had
playing 54 games that year. Shaq shouldn't have been on the all and what you call it that year was in 97. He had a knee injury. He was out for almost he got hurt early in the season. He had a hyperextended knee. He ended up doing that against Dallas. And I think he missed like almost
51 games. Yeah, made All NBA third.
It should be a tiered system based on.
He missed almost like two and a half, almost 3 months.
Years played.
No.
And then Kareem missed the playoffs and got MVP. I mean,
I just think it should be up to the voters. I don't know. It should be up to the voters. That's where I'm at. If the voters think that Shaq's 51 games is more valuable than someone else's 75 games, they should be allowed to think that. There shouldn't be a rule in place that changes that, in my opinion. So most voters factor in availability anyway into their votes. There's a reason why 51 games of Shaq was All NBA third team. It's because the other centers who made it ahead of him played more games than him, which means the voters use their own discretion to say that Hakeem in 97 was more valuable because he played 78 games. They use their own discretion to come to the conclusion that Patrick Ewing was more valuable that season because he played 78 games. So they came up with it themselves. They already docked Shaq. Because if you ask me, player for player, 97 Shaq versus 97 Ewing and 97 Hakeem, who's the better player? To me, it's Shaq, and it's not even a question. He's better than them by that point. But they already acknowledged, okay, he played 27 games less. Therefore, he didn't provide as much value over the season as those guys. There's a reason why Alonzo Mourning was really close to making it ahead of Shaq. It's because there were voters who absolutely believed that Alonzo Mourning in the 15 games extra he played provided more value than Shaq. So he got votes. Just leave it up to the voters to decide how much they value the games played. Like, they already tax players for it. That's what happened. You're not going to make All NBA first team playing 48 games, but you damn might be the top 15 in value off your 48 games, and you should be on the All NBA team. Like, the voters already acknowledge games played. I don't know why we've had to make a rule to change something that voters already acknowledged. They already factored that in. But whatever.
But to your point, Mars, that the player is better. Shaq was better. I'm not going to argue that point. But when we're talking about just that season, right? That season, those 51 games, were they better than what the defensive player of the year in Dikembe Mutombo did in 1997?
Whether or not you think it was, that's a whole different discussion.
The defensive player of the year.
If you don't think it,
he didn't make the All-Pro team.
I've disagreed with awards that happen every year. I still disagree. Like the 65 game rule mattering to me. Like at the end of the day, I make up my own All NBA ballots. Like I don't care if you actually make it or not. It is what it is. So like, I'm not saying the rule needs to change so that I can be happy because I don't care about who actually makes the teams. It doesn't hold any effect to me. But if you think Dikembe should have made it instead of Shaq that year, then just say that and like give Dikembe his credit. It doesn't mean that the rule needs to change so that it aligns with how you feel about the awards. Like I don't think that's what needs to happen. You can just disagree with the award. I disagree with the awards all the time. I've disagreed when Steph Curry didn't win Finals MVP over Iguodala. I went like reform the awards and make it where it has to go to. Like no, it's like.
But if we had a guideline, though, Mars, I mean, if we had a guideline, if we had a requirement, I think that would make things. I think that would make things a lot clearer.
How do you do a guideline for subjective awards, though?
The line is just so arbitrary. Why is 60? So if I play 66 games and you play 64, but I play 10 times better than you, all of a sudden I can't make it because I play 2 less games. Like the line, and this is the thing when you have stuff like this, the line ends up being so arbitrary. Yeah, but it's not about it. The issue we're having a season of exceptions right now.
Keep going.
Jokic is about to miss it. It may possibly. Shea might miss it. Giannis has already missed it. Wemby might. We're having the season of exceptions. Like this is the thing. When you make rules, you have to acknowledge that these exceptions are possible. Now, did I know that we was going to have potentially all of the top 5 players on the planet all miss it in 1 year? No, but I will say I'm kind of thankful that it's happening because it's opening people's eyes to the fact that this rule is dumb. Like the rule was done when it was implemented, in my opinion. But people were willing to give it a try because they didn't like that Embiid won the MVP, even though he played 66 games. So like he still would have been eligible. But we didn't like that Embiid won the MVP. Guys could loan banish blue season and make all NBA teams. So people were like, okay, let's give the rule a chance. Now the top 5 players in the world might all miss the threshold. Yeah, people are opening their eyes to the fact that this rule was, in my opinion, nonsense.
But that doesn't mean that they have.
You can't just draw an arbitrary line and be like, oh yeah, but that's objectivity.
Sure, Moss, but that doesn't mean that we have to abolish it, though. No, okay, but that doesn't mean that we have to completely abolish it. And on top of that, for me to ask you to play 80% of the time in order to be considered the league MVP,
count that into your own vote without being told that has to count.
What about
if you think 80% of the games, which is how many games is that? 82 times
I like
8.
That pin.
What's that? That's about, okay, 65 games, about 65, 68 games. Whatever. Cool. If you think, okay, for me, if let's say you're a voter, Chill, and I'm a voter, for you, you're like, okay, 80% of the games to me is the bare minimum. You can account for that with your own votes. You don't need to vote for Shaq in 97. No one's forcing you to come to that conclusion by yourself. But then if there's a voter like me who says, okay, I just care about the level of play, and if you play 51 games and someone else plays 60, but I think you've just outperformed them drastically, I will still give you the edge. I'm allowed to come to that conclusion myself. I'm on team free will. If some voters want to value games played, they can do that. If some voters want to value level of performance, they can do that. If some voters want to combine the two and say, okay, I care about level of performance, but if you only play 41 games, I can't do anything with that. I'm not going to vote for you. Whereas if there's a guy who's like, okay, I cared so much about performance that if you're playing less than 70 games, I'm going to tax you. Like everyone's allowed to come to the conclusion themselves. And that's what they did historically. And once again, I haven't agreed with every all NBA team. I haven't agreed with every MVP. But let the people come up to what they value themselves. You've drawn one arbitrary line and decided that's the rule of objectivity for the awards. And then you end up realizing that, yeah, okay, well, now if someone plays,
can I draw another arbitrary
and it's 20 times better than Denny Avdia, who's actually going to miss it now because of his back. Like, what are we doing? Now he's on an all NBA team, I guess.
I would love
Philippine, you can sneak something in, but we got to get the show on the road.
I know we got to get going. But Mars, that's where the subject. Okay, I'm sorry, Pim. Really quickly, that's where the subjectivity comes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the subjectivity comes in. So when we add things like, okay, this is a guideline. You have to be able to win. You have to be able to win these many games. That's not saying that winning. That's not saying that everybody values winning, but you have to win these many games. You have to play these amount of games. Okay, now we have a guideline of what it is. Because to your point, Mars, you might value things more than I do. Okay, so if you value things more than I do, or you value things less than I do, then now that means that it's even more subjective. But if we have a guideline, this is what it is. This is what you have to vote on. This is what it is. This is what you have to vote on. As opposed to, yo, you have this guy. That's how guys like Sabonis end up getting all league defensive votes. Because of stuff like that. Because we don't have those kind of guys.
What's wrong with subjectivity? Like, why?
Okay, but
we have 100 people voting for their opinions. If we didn't want subjectivity, we'd have a robot do it.
We can have subjectivity.
It'll just be like, okay, just put into it the most valuable players.
My issue isn't the subjectivity, Mars. My issue is being more objective than subjective. You can have your opinion on a lot of things, but my issue is you have to be more objective.
This is just as subjective. So, okay, from this list of players, give your opinion. That's all it's done. It's just lowered the pool of players, but it's still just as subjective.
But
it's the exact same thing. Every other value is the same. If you play 65 games, you now hit the threshold. You still have to decide, do you value 65 games of X player or 74 games of another player? It's still the same exact level of subjectivity, except instead of being from 450 players, it's now from 212. Sure. That's the only difference. All you've done is lower the pool, but the level of subjectivity is the same because all you've done is implement a games threshold. There's no performance threshold.
But I do have a guideline.
How many games do you play?
But I do have a. But I do have.
That's just arbitrary. That's all it is.
But I do have a guideline, and I do have a guideline, and that guideline is availability, and that's a part of being a league.
But why is 65 games valid, but 63 isn't?
Well, the reason I think the number 65. I think the number
80% of the games.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking.
But why is 80% inherently more valuable?
Nice round number.
4 out of every 5 games. I can't ask you if I can't ask you.
You can ask what you want, games. But if I play 63 games. Okay, if I'm Jokic,
sure,
and I play 63 games, and I'm Jalen Jhonson,
sure,
and I play 75 games. Look at me with a straight face and tell me Jalen Jhonson was more valuable that season than Jokic because he played 12
I think that's an exception. I do think that.
But you said Jalen Brown's more valuable to his team this year because of the games played.
And then I ended up walking that back because I was looking at the teams overall. Like we actually had this conversation yesterday. I'm looking at how good these teams, like Oklahoma City, they're 7-3 without SGA in the lineup. Like they've been winning games without him in the lineup. So yes, I think this is one of those situations where this is an exception. But if I'm stamping a guideline, if I'm saying you have to play these amount of games, like that's not subjective. So
this
now I have a pool.
Isn't about.
Well, the guideline itself is subjective. Someone's decided that that's for no objective.
Pen's been trying to get in here for a minute, Mark.
That's the reason. But yeah, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
8 minutes. Okay, look, this is not a conversation about awards. This is a conversation about the league wanting its best stars to play and adding an incentive to that. When you go to a store and they give you points, you know you're paying for those points, right? This is not rocket science. You're paying for those points. They're like reward points, and you got to come back to the store to retrieve it. That is an incentive program. We do incentive programs all the time. You don't show up, you get fired. So the league has guaranteed contracts. The players union is not going to agree to void contracts if players don't play. You're saying this is about Joel Embiid. I don't think it's actually about Joel Embiid. I think it is about his ex-Sixers teammate, Ben Simmons, and motivating players to play, tying, these votes, these awards to greater contract incentives, supermax extensions, etc. All of this is a ploy. It's a red herring. We're looking at this from like we're trying to make awards more legitimate. Mars is stuck on, Jalen Johnson versus, Nikola Jokic. And I'm assuming Jalen Johnson is a stand-in for somebody who has a legitimate chance like Cade. But I don't think it's about that at all. I think the league is not necessarily saying Cade is better than Jokic because Cade played more games. I think the league is saying we want Jokic to play more games. I think the league is saying we want Wemby to play more games. I think the league is saying we're sick and tired of our regular season being traded by some stars treating regular season like it's a training ground for the playoffs because we have to sell ad revenue for these regular season games and we need people to give a shit about it. And guess what?
Don't you think
since this has happened, any player who, and what I was trying to say earlier was I think we should make it a minutes thing, right? So if you look at it, if you play 30 minutes a game for 82 games, that's 2,460 minutes. Let's slide that back a little bit and let's just make it 2,000 minutes. Make it the 2,000 minute rule. That way, someone who just misses a bunch of games can catch up to it later by playing more minutes. If they really want the award, they can just play more minutes. 2,000 minutes breaks down to 65 games played at 31 minutes a game. I think that's reasonable. I think that's very reasonable. So Adam Silver, make the change.
That's 24 minutes a game over an 82 game sample size too. So that's just very fair, very fair.
All right, fellas. Before we get into the power rankings and all of that good stuff, I got a couple more super chats that we're gonna read, and we have to talk about this knueppel thing because I think it's just fascinating what he's done so far as a rookie. However, the next super chat is from Devon Williams. Devon said, "Swiper, seen you on Twitter yesterday, and I want to understand why you think 23 playoffs Jamal Murray clears 24 playoffs Jason Tatum."
Yeah, I thought this was consensus. I didn't realize this was a debate, but Celtics fans. So obviously, shout out to Green and he, Mr. Barstool. Shout out to my dog. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of revisionist history from Celtics fans on that Tatum run. Like they keep bringing up the points, rebounds, assist stuff, but he had I don't know what his best series was, but remember Jamal killed the Wolves. Jamal then went out versus the Suns, had a great series. He had the 32 5-6 series versus the LA Lakers. He's the second player ever in the conference finals to average 30 on 50, 40, 90. And then in the NBA finals, he averaged 21 and 10. He was of 4 players ever to average 20 and 10 in the series. He didn't shoot super well in the finals, so I gave them that. But Jamal Murray also shot. I think he was 39% from 3, 48% from the field, 93 from the line. The only other players ever to do that for a playoff run are Larry Bird and Steph Curry. Like I thought it was clear, like especially given the moments that Jamal had, especially given like some of the series that he had. I thought it was clear. I thought JT was good in that run, but like he wasn't the best player not the best player. I don't think he was great in the series they played in the finals. I mean, he was good in the Pacers series. The Heat series and the Cleveland Cavaliers series. I mean, I don't know what was the best series from JT in that run, do you think, in those four runs?
The Indiana series, I thought
okay.
I thought he got busy in that series.
You think he was better than Jamal in the Western Conference Finals?
Those two 30 and 10 games that he had. I mean,
no, that was the 30 the 50 40 90 30 32 5 and 6 series.
I'm talking about
JT.
Yeah, I'm talking about Jason Tatum. I mean, those I thought he got busy. I mean, he didn't shoot it particularly great from the long ball line. He wasn't good, but I feel like from the floor he was good. I feel like overall all the other stuff that he was doing, getting on the glass, the distributor that he was, in that series, I think he was averaging. I think he averaged almost 8 assists that series, right? I think. Yeah. Okay. So I averaged 6 assists that series. He didn't take care of the basketball as particularly well, but I thought he scored the basketball really well, and I thought he was on the glass really good. I thought that was his best series. When I think about the let's see, the Cleveland was it Cleveland? The Cleveland series, he wasn't great, but I thought he was good in that series, right? And then in the finals, I mean, the closeout game, I think it speaks for itself for me. The fact of how he ended up playing in that game in particular. So, I mean, I don't think Jamal Murray clears him, but I mean, I think a case could be made that he played better. I do.
Well, Celtics fans are rabid on Twitter, and Stu Green has like hundreds of thousands of followers, so they ratioed what I said, but I just don't even. For me personally, I didn't even realize it was that much a debate. But again, I forgot where I was. Yeah. But I think Jamal Murray in totality in that playoff run was better than JT was, and even the competition he faced was better than what JT faced as well, given they played a bunch remember Jimmy Butler didn't play, Donovan Mitchell missed 2 games, and then
the
Jared
competition's not really moving me from both sides.
Well, shit, the Wolves were good. The Wolves were better than most of those teams that year. The Suns were
was hurt, right? Cat didn't play.
No, Cat played.
He played.
Oh, was he? Okay, my fault.
Yeah, and they said that in fact it was, if I'm not mistaken, Swiper, you can straighten me out with this, but I think it was Bruce Brown who said that
Minnesota was the toughest series.
Yeah, that was the toughest series of all of them that they had to play.
Yeah, they played Devin Booker on his hot streak. Obviously, KD, CP3. Then they played obviously LeBron and AD, who had just had a defensive masterclass versus the Golden State Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies. And Jamal ate them alive. Like they literally could not guard him. So I think the play-in thing, like that's like a thing that is, I guess, but like that run is still better than what the Celtics did. I just don't even think that's a much of a convo.
The
but
play-in thing is definitely weird because there's you play for the 1 seeds to then get taxed that you're going to play a playing team in the first round, which is inevitable because that's how it works now. And then like people are genuinely trying to convince themselves that they think it would have been better if you would have played the Grizzlies in the conference finals than the Lakers. Because the Lakers are a playing team and the Grizzlies were the 2 seed or whatever they were. So it's like, I guess if you guys are really trying to like manipulate yourselves,
they would have beat the Kings in Memphis on that run.
If it's like, Denver beat the playing Lakers with Bron and AD. I really wanted to see them play Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson. Sure you did. That would have moved you for sure.
But then Max, he's saying they played an 8 seed in the final. That 8 seed beat the Celtics and the Bucks, who were both the 1 and 2 seed that year. So I at some point you got to get on.
Yeah, we're taxing the team that got through 3 rounds in the playoffs to then meet Denver in the finals to say that they played a playing team
with a top 10 player, by the way. Don't leave that part out.
But Boston lost to the same playing team.
And top 10
remember, I had Boston winning that series the whole time. The whole time, even when they were down 3-0, I had Boston winning the series. So I still think Boston was a better team. I think if Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt in Game 7, would have been interesting. I'll just say that would have been interesting. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if Miami get to the finals, taxing Denver for what was able to get through the Eastern Conference. That's got nothing to do with Denver.
Nothing.
Why did the 1 seed Bucks lose to the 8 seed Heat? Why did the 2 seed Celtics or whoever lose to the Heat?
Down
like
3-0.
the
Don't
Heat
forget
beat
Philly.
these teams.
Don't forget what he did to Philly.
The Heat beat the 1
Jason
seed.
Tatum ate
The
Philly
Heat beat
alive.
the 1
Yep,
seed.
sure did.
The Knicks, I think, were a 4 seed. I think so. The Heat beat the 1 seed, beat the 4 seed, and beat the 2 seed. All for them to just be, oh well, the Nuggets beat a playing team.
Yeah.
Okay, like I guess.
And the Nuggets weren't even threatening that series. That's the thing. If it's like if it was one thing, if like they just beat them, the only reason they didn't sweep them is because at the top of the fourth quarter, Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent won an 8-0 run when Murray and Jokic were out, and then literally, if that doesn't happen, they sweep them, and it would have been going away. They dominated that series, and so I think
there's anybody up here, Swiper. There's anybody up here that thinks that the Heat were going to win that series, because I know I wasn't.
Oh, the moment they got to the finals, I knew
they
were playing with house money the whole time. I thought they were fried the whole time.
This is why this goes back to the LeBron logic. Him getting criticized for losing in the finals, because the thing is, the Nuggets get taxed more for dominating the Miami Heat than the Celtics do for losing to the Miami Heat, and the Bucks do for losing to the Miami Heat as the 1 and as the 2 seed. So that's why that's so interesting to me. But whatever.
Yeah, like everyone knew Denver was going to win. Especially like Jimmy got hurt in the Knicks series, so he wasn't even 100%. Tyler Hero was out. Like we knew.
But
the Nuggets were going to win.
They still beat
the
Celtics.
Yeah, exactly. But we knew the Nuggets were going to win once they got to the finals. But the first 3 rounds, we don't need. Phoenix I'm pretty sure were favored, or a lot of people had Phoenix beaten.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people had Phoenix beating the Nuggets, and then because Jokic's rim protection and his ability to not be able to guard and drop coverage against the pull-up shooting of Devin Booker and KD,
how did they play a better version of the Heat?
It was meant to be his Achilles heel. Not to mention the Minnesota series, it was meant to be Jokic's rim protection against and driving was meant to be his Achilles heel. They got through both of those series. They then ran into the Lakers, who were playing the best defense in the postseason. That was meant to be, Jokic was going to get slowed down by Anthony Davis. LeBron is still LeBron. AD is still playing at this level, blah, blah, blah. They then sweep them, all for it to be rewritten 3 years later that they just played 3 playoff teams en route to the finals, and they were meant to just win anyway. Well. When most people picked against them in 2 of their 4 series. So like, I guess cool. Like I don't think
Mars, there was really a part of me.
But at the same time, like they still dealt with teams that people didn't think they was going to deal with, and they dominated those teams. But now all of a sudden, that means nothing. I guess.
Yo, they went 10-2 in their last 12 playoff games. Y'all. Like I think people are just forgetting.
It was a great run. It was a fantastic run.
And the 2 of the games it took to beat them, like what Devin Booker and KD, but more so Devin.
They had like 70 points in that game. Yeah.
Like at some point, you just got to tip your cap to greatness when it's on display. But like. Yeah. Denver dominated that postseason run, but then so did Boston. Boston dominated their postseason run as well. It's like once they got to the final, like I won't forget, people were picking Dallas. People picked Dallas to beat Boston.
I remember that.
And then Boston decimated them.
I don't know how.
Again,
I'm going to be honest.
People picked Dallas. I thought it was crazy when people were picking Dallas.
I didn't love you guys. I didn't love you guys against Minnesota in the first round. I didn't. I was thinking
people picked against them in that series.
I didn't love it. To be honest with you, I was thinking, Minnesota could beat these dudes. I knew
the only reason they lost that game 4, Mars, it was game 4. They were up 3-0. It's because Jokic once again sold at the free throw line, and he had 43 points in that game, but he sold in the free throw to put him up 1, and then Ant went down there and missed the game winner.
Lost in overtime.
Yeah, they lost in overtime. Like that's the only reason they even lost that series. And then I'm just telling y'all, like what's happened with Denver is they went that whole year by calling them frauds, and then they were like, oh, they're playing Minnesota, they're probably going to lose. They win 4-1. Okay, well they're definitely going to lose to KD and Devin Booker, and then they stomp them out, and then it's AD and it's LeBron. Like, surely LeBron's going to make – and then they got swept. And Jokic had a 30-20-10 game to start the series. And Jamal got to outplay both AD and Bron.
Remember when Rui was the answer to
the Rui answer, all that stuff.
Yeah, Rui after game 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rui.
And then the Celtics got beat by the Heat. And what happened was Denver had 9 days off going into the final. The Heat had 1 day off in a 7-game series. In the first half, they knew what the Heat tried to do. The Heat were trying to outcoach you. They were going to outwork you, and they're going to beat you on the margin. And the Nuggets outworked them. They outcoached them, and they beat them on the margin. And they ran through the series. Made Bam look like he wasn't an NBA center. Matter of fact, Mars, it was so bad that he played Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. And at the end of that playoff run, the narrative was, chill, there's no more true centers in the NBA. That's how bad
remember that
he ran through all those dudes. So that's why I'm saying
To
that.
be fair, that he did play what you would probably say were the 3 best defensive centers in the league. At that time, he probably played all 3 of them, and it is what it is. Like I don't think that run was like the craziest run, but I remember what the conversation was while that run was happening and how often people thought they were going to lose. So then for it to change to it was inevitable is kind of funny, but that's kind of how history goes. But shout out to the Nuggets. I thought they were going to win, but to be fair, I also thought the Suns could beat them. I'm pretty sure I picked the Suns, but that's because I was just on my pick KD every time gimmick. But like, I'm still on that, by the way. Houston going to the conference finals at least. But at the end of the day, I remember you couldn't win with Jokic. That was what it was. You couldn't win. And then they won. It was like, oh, no comp, I guess. Cool. Shout out to you.
Mars, I don't know if that's went away. Because just because he got that little bubblegum ring that he got in 2023, we got to see more. Hey, so Mars, you said he played against the 3 best centers that year?
Now he's going to see the 3 best this year. Yeah, facts.
4.
Facts.
Hey.
Who would that be?
Rudy Gobert in the first round.
Okay, somehow.
Victor Wembanyama in the second round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren in the conference finals.
Yeah, Holmgren, I heart.
I think okay.
Well,
and then Jalen Duren.
And then the finals is
Jalen Duren.
Oh, that's the 4th best defensive big in the league. Okay, that's it.
Well, so Rudy Gobert, to his credit, might win DPOY this year. And then Victor is Victor. Well, he might. I'm saying he legit might win DPOY this year. Victor is Victor. And then you obviously have Ihart and Chet. And then you'd have Jalen Duren, who's an all-star. So, shout out. Yeah, that'd be better than anything Shaq did. I can tell you that much. But can we talk about Con Knueppel? Because
we'll get there, Swiper. I just want to read one more super chat, and then we'll talk about Con. CK0503 said, so many other great players that you can blame in the playoffs, like James Harden. Gotta keep the same energy with Giannis too. When Steph drops, y'all don't talk about it, or any second option.
That's not true. Mars actually laid out when we talked about James Harden the tour dates that he was on when they were winning. Mars 100% did.
But every great has struggles in the playoffs. Every great has struggles in the playoffs.
Yeah, not every single one. But James Harden is the reason why I think the James Harden stuff has validity. Like I don't agree with Chill that wherever he goes, just picking against him now because it's James Harden, but I do think that he's had some of the the literal for a superstar, literally some of the worst closeout elimination games ever. And to act like that doesn't play a part into the narrative, or that isn't a valid concern to have, I think you're missing the boat. Like that 2015, once again, they were gonna lose the series regardless, so they weren't gonna beat the Warriors. But to be down 3-1 in the series and then have the stinker he had in game 5, that's one of the worst elimination games ever. The Spurs game in 2017, whether you want to say he was concussed or not, the fact that that's even a question shows the level of player he was playing at. The fact that people were questioning if he wasn't even all there, physically, in terms of he had a head injury because of how bad he played. And that's not even substantiated. That's just the belief people have that he may have had a head injury because of how badly he played. So for him to have multiple games, especially in the highest leverage games, for him to perform at the level he did, that's a very valid part to pick apart of the narrative. And I think it does go too far. The idea that some people act like James Harden just never had good series, or he's never won his team series or won his team big games. I don't know that, but there's also he is undoubtedly, he plays worse in the playoffs. Undoubtedly, that isn't, whether that's statistically, eye test wise, whatever you want to look at, James Harden gets worse in the playoffs. Now, most people do. Actually getting better in the playoffs is extremely rare. Maintaining is also rare. But getting worse is very common. The level in which he gets worse, especially when the regular season standard was so high, James Harden, in my opinion, you could argue from 2015 to 19, in all of those years cumulatively, was in total the best regular season player. You could make that argument. That doesn't mean he was the best player in the world. But in terms of just regular season performance, year after year after year,
especially 19,
across those 5 years, you could argue no one played better in the regular season.
Especially 19.
You can make that argument. He definitely didn't play the best in the playoffs.
No, he did not.
KD played better than him. Steph played better than him.
James.
Bron obviously played better than him. You could go down and find Kawhi played better than him. You could find all of these names who are playing better than him in the playoffs. It's a very valid criticism that he dropped in the playoffs. but I do think the extent in which he dropped is often overblown. And also, the one time he had a chance of winning the championship, his second best teammate got hurt, and then the other time he had a chance, he got hurt and Kyrie got hurt.
The opposite of this is
if
why,
Kevin Durant doesn't do what he does, he has a ring by now.
Deserves a lot of credit, by the way. The opposite.
Jeff Rising deserves a lot of credit for sure. Like Kawhi, Braun, like the second half of his career was like a big player.
Someone posted this graphic yesterday. I sent it to Ron, and it was the highest clutch field goal percentage for a minimum of 50 attempts taken in the clutch. Mm-hmm. Any guesses on who was number one?
In terms of shots taken in the clutch, James Harden.
No. In terms of field goal percentage.
Oh, field goal percentage.
Among players who've taken. It is Anthony Edwards.
This year,
Any guesses on who was last?
James Harden.
Paolo Banchero.
Steph.
Paolo
Banchero.
Scotty is actually ridiculously clutch.
Oh, regular season. I thought you were talking about playoffs. Oh, my fault.
Yeah, I'm talking regular season.
So my fault.
And honestly, I think clutch field goal percentage does correspond to playoffs. The game tightens up. It gets handsier, more half court oriented in close games. So.
Yeah. That's why Indiana was as good as they were, because Indiana did not allow all of those teams. They didn't allow Cleveland. They didn't allow the Knicks. They didn't allow Oklahoma City to take them out of what we do. We're a transition team. We're one of the fastest paced team. We are the fastest paced team in the league. That's what we do. We are not going to allow you to slow us down. No, we are going to run and keep running. And you're going to have to stop us from running, and you can't.
And then when it's time for a game winner, you have someone who's never going to miss. So, shout out to him.
That kind of helps.
I've never seen anything like that. He mean 3 game winners and then a game tying shot against the Knicks?
Ron, I vividly remember sitting up here with you and asking you the question, do I really have to start talking about the Indiana Pacers being the NBA champions? Do I have to do that? Because I'm not prepared to do that, just so you know. I'm not.
We going to start having the same conversation around this time next year.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all just brace yourselves. However, y'all, chat, everybody that's watching on Twitter, everybody that's watching on YouTube, salute to you guys. Pat yourself on the back. And then after you do that, like the video, share the video, subscribe on YouTube, follow us across all platforms. And last but certainly not least, become a member. So not only will I give you the opportunity to type in the chat, but you can also be a menace in the chat and fluster people up here as well. Keep doing what you're doing in the chat. We love you guys. We adore you guys. And the chat clears. However, it's time for us to talk about a guy that's having one of the best rookie seasons ever.
Yeah, shout out, man.
Knueppel is the fastest player in NBA history to make 200 threes.
Yep.
He did it in 58 games. The previous record was Duncan Robinson with 69 games. Khan has done it in 11 games faster than anybody in NBA history.
Yep.
Thoughts on
this? Didn't Yegor Demian just do this shit? Like,
I love him, man. He's leads in the league in threes made. I think that's more impressive than him being. I think that's way more impressive than him being the fastest rookie to
as a rookie, dog.
He's made 10 more threes than everyone else. Now, once again, Steph has played 39 games. We know. Cool. Shout out to Steph. He's made 200 threes in 58 games, leading the league. Like, that's more impressive than being the fastest rookie, in my opinion. But yeah, he's having, especially offensively, one of the better rookie seasons in recent memory, at least.
Just for context, y'all, he's currently shooting 49% from the field, 44 from 3, and 89 from the line, 19 a game as a rookie with the 65 true shooting, obviously. But I don't think people quite realize that, like, I asked this question, by the way, on Twitter, Mars. Not sure if you saw it. How long until he's like definitively the best player on the roster? A lot of people seem to be at a mindset that he might already be there. I don't know. I'm not with that right now. But dude, he is like legitimately special. Like, he is a special player. He plays like a veteran. He, like, even just like from a poise standpoint, is super poised. He's clutch. He makes really good decisions with the basketball. He's consistent. And he's somebody that honestly, like, you can run large swaths of your offense through. And he's shooting 64% at the rim, which for a rookie, still okay. 40% from mid-range, which, again, rookie, still okay. Non-restricted mid-range, 54% on 130 attempts. That's good. And then from 3, he's shooting 52% on right corner threes, 48% on left corner threes, and 42% above the break. Basically, he's money from everywhere. and he can dribble the ball a little bit. He's bigger than you think he is. I'm not gonna lie, bro. This Cooper Flag is gonna win Rookie of the Year, but like Khan has been good from Khan has been good from start to finish this season. Like, I think he deserves a lot of credit
for the NBA. I do. I think this is great for the NBA, and like a lot of you guys don't want to say it, but I'll say it. Guys like Cooper Flag, guys like Con Knueppel, this is great for the NBA. The All-American white guy that's awesome in the NBA. This really helps viewership. This really helps bring other audiences back because I think that people identify with guys like Con Knueppel more. They identify with guys like Cooper Flag more. Yes. Absolutely. Bring other just so you know, Penn. Like not everybody is watching. Yes, not everybody is watching the NBA. I don't know if you know this, Penn, but even though there are a lot of people watching, not everybody. Back? Yes, hell yes.
I mean, the NBA just wants people to watch them regardless. So,
yes, they do. And if we can get eyes on the league, because Con Knueppel is doing what Con Knueppel is doing, and we could get guys like Cooper Flag, who's from Maine, then people identify with these kind of. Because remember, this is a business, Penn. And when people who look like you are thriving in this business, that tends to make you watch more. There's a reason why I gravitated toward the TV when I was a kid, because Michael Jordan looks like me.
That's why I love Michael Jordan and Scotty Barnes, because they look like me.
And that doesn't mean you can't love somebody else that's different from you. But it absolutely
give me a break.
Helps the NBA the more diverse it is.
Yes,
like
100%.
Like when Yao Ming was good, it helped because you had that demographic of the world.
Yes,
sir. Wanted to tap into the NBA, and they wanted to be the next Yao Ming. As hard as it is to be 7'6" and do all of that, they still wanted to be Yao Ming. Jeremy Lin as well. Jeremy Lin diversified the NBA. Now, if the NBA if they were to get a superstar that was from Brazil, do you know what that would do to South America? Yes. Do you know how many South American kids would then be tapped into the NBA and would want to be that next star in the NBA?
Well,
but that's different. That's really different. Like if someone from Taiwan makes the NBA or someone from India makes the NBA, that game hasn't grown there. Basketball was literally invented by a white North American guy. Right. Game's been here. This entire league, it's been taken over by people
like me. Exactly and they've always been Welsh.
That's what I'm saying. The difference. That's the difference. It's been taken over by people who look like me. So now we got people who
Nigerians like me.
Yeah, but now we got people who look like. Now we got people
to it, man. Africa coming.
Wait a minute though, Penn. But now we got people who look like you, because like you just said, a person who looks like you,
a white man like yourself.
So now we got people who look like you coming back into the game and being of the best players in the game. That really helps. And on top of that, he's American too. Hell yes.
I mean,
and this isn't a gimmick. By the way, this isn't a gimmick. But it's not a gimmick. Like when I think about Cooper Flag is a baller. When I think about Con Knueppel, he is a baller. Like these guys are for real. These guys aren't just props where we're just trotting these guys out here to make it look good. No, these guys can play. These guys are for real.
I did the best I could.
You can't.
That whole Duke year. Hey, I said it coming into college. I said, all right, he's dominating high school. He gonna have to show me against other ACC teams. Cooked in college.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? That's just because he was playing with the best college program ever at Duke. He got to come into the NBA and show me that he could do that. And that's not going to translate. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's came to the NBA and looked better than he looked in college.
Yeah, sure. I liked Con, but I didn't know he was going to be this good.
Me neither.
I thought I was relatively high on him. Like I know we had Drink More Water in the chat was like glazing him the whole time. I think part of that's because he's from Wisconsin. But it turns out, hey, he was right. Regardless of what his reasons were, he was right.
We thought Sam Decker was going to be it. Now we got Con.
He was my
I thought he
was my rookie of the year pick if Coop didn't win. He was my rookie of the year pick. Before the season
started, who did you have, Damien? Before the season started, who did you have?
I said Coop's going to win it, but if Coop doesn't win it, I got Con. I just love.
What was the gap between those
two? I think there was a gap. I think at Duke, Coop was the clear number one and things. Like I think there was a gap there, but I just loved very early. I just love Con's game, man. You know how there's some players where you just gravitate to, and there's some guys where you just watch them straight away. It's like you with Jaden McDaniels, probably chill, where you can just watch a guy and just love him instantly.
I just love.
That's what I was with Con, man.
I do.
That's what I was with Con. For him to lead the league, though, like in 3-pointers is insane, man. Like it's actually like it's unfathomable. Like for a rookie to be doing that, it's insane, man. So shout out to him, man. He's turned like he's been by the way, he's been so good this year, and he started the season so well that people were genuinely having the conversation of like, should the Hornets now move off LaMelo? Like he's been that good,
and it's
like,
valid too, Dame.
And
it's valid too to say that. Like we might have our guy. Like we can move off of this dude. We might have him.
I think they clearly
a low usage player that just maximizes touches at all times. Sounds like somebody I know. That's a great player. I think Khan's going to be a low key star at some point. Any great off ball shooter that's like all goes from dribble, that doesn't make a lot of mistakes, that doesn't turn the ball over a lot. That's a great player, like a premium touch guy. I love that. You know, you want people like Khan on your roster.
Shout outs to Bruce Brown, man. That's who you talking about, right?
No, is this more of a
same neighborhood?
It's more of a jab at the Chris Middleton, Klay Thompson conversation we had the other day. But you know, shout out, man. Khan's gonna be crazy, man. I'm telling you,
I think he could be that level of 3-point shooter. Like I don't think that's like I think I'm saying like long term, like I think he can get into like top 5 3-point shooter ever. Like
look. With a player as good as LaMelo
have the volume
on your team,
no,
so rare.
Mars, hold up, wait.
You don't even need to waste our time. No, he's not gonna be Steph, but like everyone else from the
how do you know that?
Line, like
he's already had a much better.
Cool. Well, if he is, then I'll say I was wrong.
Like we have to have a substantial jump, Pen. Like
if he ends up being a better 3-point shooter than Steph, then I'll say I was
not that far.
Mars, that's not what I want to ask you.
Yo, he's a better shooter and he's taller than Steph. What's the difference?
And he's way younger.
Younger than Steph.
Hold on, pin and swiper. Just let me get Mars on board with us. Mars,
no ankle injuries.
You're not going to. But
how many threes per year, and how long does he have to do it to even get close to Steph? How many years?
Oh, just the records.
Yeah. I'm not asking is he going to be a better shooter. That's not.
Why is that neither here nor there? How do you know?
Could be. So Steph right now has made. Let's see.
Almost
3,000, like
I think almost
3,500 maybe.
No, 40. He's close to 4,000 Mars. If he's not surpassed,
he's still going to.
Yeah, he's
at 4,200.
Yeah, he's close. He's over 4,000 Mars. I think we've actually already had this conversation that I think.
And I think he was at 3,500. Hey, my fault, Steph.
Yeah, he could get to. We was having a conversation about him getting to 5,000. We was having that conversation. So he's definitely getting to 4,500. That's
I think the math is crazy.
Right now, Knueppel makes 3.5 threes a game. We assume that will go up. So I'm not take this with partially a pinch of salt. But 4,233 divided by 3.5. Knueppel would have to play 1,200 games, which is the equivalent of 15 full seasons, basically. But that's assuming he makes 3.5 a game.
That means on a Tuesday, Ron, this is what I'm getting for 15 straight years. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, but there's obviously more to it. Like,
that's gonna go
he's
up.
Not gonna just make. He's gonna make more than 3. He's gonna make more than 3.5 threes a game for his career. But for reference, Steph is only at 4 for his career. So, like, how many is he really gonna make per game? Even if we say he's gonna make 4 a game for his career, which is tough.
It's Steph's averages though hurt from the early parts of his career. Though
it definitely is.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. But like, we also gotta acknowledge that Knueppel is gonna have the later parts of his career where he's gonna decline and isn't going to play as many minutes and make as many threes. So, like, yeah, is Knueppel going to peak around seasons where he's making 4.5, 5 threes a game? Possibly. But he's also going to have seasons where he's going to be making sub 3 when he's 37, 38 if he's still in the league. So, because we need the longevity to get to this number, wherever Steph sets it. Because we're at the number that Seth's at right now, but we don't know how long Steph's going to keep going. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult to break the record. Do I think Con's on a trajectory where it's going to be possible? Sure. After his rookie year, yeah, he's on that trajectory. But it's going to be extremely difficult to do it. And then even if he does break Steph's record, I'm 99.9% sure he won't be a better shooter than Steph. So, also, but he can be in that top 5 3-point shooter ever category, I think. So,
also 4,200 or 4,300, whatever it is, that's still running. Because Steph's gonna be next year. And he potentially.
I'm gonna be like, I didn't know he was at 4,200. That's crazy.
Mars, he had I
think he's more than 1,000 up on James Harden. Nearly 1,000.
He's only played with 400 threes in a year.
In 8 years, Steph Curry averaged. This means on a Tuesday. These how many threes you can pencil me in for on a Tuesday.
15
times
points
in
per
8
game
years.
from the 3-point line.
That's it, Mars. Just from the long ball line. And that's not
15
on.
points.
I think he's the only guy
That's on a
that 400
Tuesday. That ain't on the
yeah.
nights. That ain't on the nights when I'm feeling good. When I can give you 7 or 8 of them from the long ball line. No, just on a Tuesday, I'm doing this 7 times in 8 years. Good luck, Con. You got a lot of work to do, brother. You got a lot.
But
you got a lot of work to do, brother.
Con, we will keep a close eye on
yes,
you.
we will.
We definitely will. Best of luck, because you're gonna need it. However, fellas, before we transition over into our power rankings, our February power rankings, this is going to be interesting because we have a shakeup in the top 10. However, before we do that, you guys must know, and you must be prepared, and you must be ready to come to Portland, Oregon on April 10th for the panel's live show. This is our first live show in the history of the panel. This is the first live show in the history of the Moda Center. We will be the first podcast to come and do a show in the Moda Center before the game, and this will be the Blazers versus the Clippers. One night, one arena, and this is an opportunity you don't want to miss, because when you buy your tickets, which the link is in the bio, you'll be able to see the different ticketing prices you can get. However, when you buy the ticket to the game through our link, you will get access to our live show. After the live show, we will do a meet and greet with all of our fans, everybody that attends the show. And after that meet and greet, we will then go watch the game as a unit. And then after we go watch the game and hear all the chillisms throughout the game, just like the old playback times, after that, we will then have a post-game fan experience. You guys will get all the details after you buy your tickets. However, we hope to see you in Portland. We hope to see you in the Moda Center. We hope to see you at the meet and greet. We hope to see you at the after party. And ultimately, we hope for you to catch a vibe with the panel all weekend in Portland.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys there.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat that's always doing all the John, all the talking, this is the place you need to be at. Come ask your question, come heckle in person. And then, matter of fact, we can set it up to ones right after that. We can get one-on-ones on basketball, one-on-ones to debate, one-on-one, whatever you want to do, push-up contest, walk-in contest, whatever is your level is, because y'all spend so much time talking in the chat. This is your perfect opportunity to put your mouth where your money is and come here and make sure you get to work. Because I guarantee it, when we get in person in front of a crowd, you're going to find out who the real, I'm talking about the real entertainers are. And buddy, all that nonsense that you're doing, buddy, all that talking you do to chill, show up. All that, because you got money, apparently. You talk all the time. You too. Sure, I got a job. Sure, I got this. Well, show up. Come on through, buddy. We'll set you up with a meet and greet with your hero. We'll give you an opportunity to meet your hero.
Buddy, you pull up. You could be on the show.
You could be on the show, buddy.
You could be on the show.
Sometimes you sound like you cutting a WWE promo. Sometimes
I am. I'm absolutely a professional entertainer. I would gladly. I love audiences, Penn. I love live audiences. I love wide audiences.
Yeah, y'all get to see Swipe.
Cultured. Anybody. I like culture. Cultured is one of my friends. I'm saying cultured. All the people in the chat that like we actually vibe and get along with. Jalen. Great people in the chat. I want y'all to come. Y'all are phenomenal people. But all of the glazers and twerkers that spend all the time capping and talking about people, One Booty, Frank the Menace, all them, Kareem, show up to Portland. We will literally be there live and in person for you to do what you need to do. Come to Portland. Matter of fact, we will help you. Matter of fact, chill. You used to work for the plane ticket. Let's find some deals. We can find some deals right now on Hopper, Frontier. They got a bunch of different things you can sign up for right now. Delta got the special. Come to Portland. You got time. You got plenty of time. The food's good in Portland. The scenery's good in Portland. They got great hotels. And then you get to go to an NBA game.
Portland's a food city. It literally is a food city.
And they got good food in Portland, too. Real good food.
And it's an after-hour city, too. Hey,
Mars, I promise you. I know that you wasn't really feeling
I
what
know
was
you
going
can
on
be
in
there.
Seattle. I know you really wasn't feeling what was going on in Seattle, Mars. The food in Portland is actually really good. It is. Really good. Mm-hmm.
Hey, EJ, if you think I'm a football player, come watch me hoop then. That's what I'm saying. Come watch me hoop. If we're doing it, because apparently I can't play sports, Jill. Apparently I can't play basketball either. Even though when we was on Venice Beach, we was cooking. Come find out.
Hey, Penn, you gonna make it to Portland?
It was.
Hey, Penn, you gonna cook Swiper when you see him? Hey, Penn, you gonna take your hat off in Portland? Guess not, y'all. All right. Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get into these power rankings. We'll see Buddy here very soon, and we'll see everybody else here.
No, we won't. No, we won't. No, we won't.
A man could dream, right?
No, we won't.
I'm excited to see Buddy. I think it's going to be a great time when he shows up to the Motor Center and we all, do what we do best and all of that good stuff. Oh, and here's the thing. We got live super chats. So, I'll actually pass the microphone to somebody and they can actually ask the question to the panel or to the person that they want to. So, hey, maybe he might ask a direct question to you, Chill, and we'll just see how that goes. However, y'all, we got something better than Portland, at least as for now, because that's a couple weeks away, or a couple months away. We have power rankings in February. Y'all, it's been great since the last time we did this because it's been a lot of things that's happened in the league. We've had some teams lose, obviously. We've had some teams win, obviously. We've had losing streaks. We've had winning streaks. We've had trades. We've had injuries. We've had the whole 9 yards. However, fellas, let's get into it. Does anybody have any guesses, chat, panel, as to who is last? I think this is probably the easiest.
Garbage. Trash.
Was it the Kings?
Kings.
Yeah, this one wasn't really hard to predict. We have the Kings at 30, y'all.
Garbage.
Shout out to Killian Hayes, man.
Next.
Killian Hayes is crazy.
Now, Mars, this is a situation with them where, even though Detroit lost as many games and you thought it was Washington, I don't think this is a question with Sacramento. They're the worst team in the league.
They're the worst team in the league.
They are the worst team in the league.
All right, well, shout out to Sacramento. At least you guys are good at being bad.
Awful.
Next.
You're the best in the league at being the worst.
We have the Washington Wizards at 29.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to try to spend about a minute on every team. We're going to try to run through these pretty quick, but we have the Wizards at 29. Does anybody have anything to say about the Wizards?
Nope.
We can speed run these teams.
All right. At 28, we have the Indiana Pacers.
I'm 3 for 3 right now.
I had the Pels, but okay.
3 for 3 right now.
27. Did I hear Pelicans? At 27?
No. Damn, you fried me. You fried me. I thought I was 4 for 4. Damn.
Are the Pelicans, in fact, better than the Nets?
I mean, I had the Pelicans below the Nets. I think the Pelicans are worse, but I don't know. Shout out to Jhonson, by the way. I didn't watch him in his comeback game, but him coming back, shout out to him.
13 months, by the way.
Shout out, man.
All right. Next up, at 26, we have the Pelicans. There they go. That is the bottom 5 teams in the NBA. We have the Kings at 30, Wizards at 29, Pacers at 28, Nets at 27, Pelicans at 26.
Yeah. The bottom 5.
Garbage. Garbage, baby.
At 25, we have the Chicago Bulls have now worked their way from being I think they started in our first power ranking. They were top 10. Then they worked themselves to mid. Now they have fallen all the way to the 6th.
The Utah Glaze?
I was about to say, have they been stinkier than Utah? I don't think they've been stinkier than Utah.
What?
No, they have not, boys.
How are Utah sneaking up the list?
The Bulls are on a 10-game losing streak.
How are you? This is
Utah added JJJ in that stretch, brother.
And he's out for the rest of the season.
And then he got shut down for
Yes, he's out for the rest of the season. What are we doing?
The Bulls have been the worst team in February. Well, other than the Kings.
I got the Jazz at 27, to be fair.
I had the Jazz at 20. What is that?
Jazz got to be next on the list, surely.
Yeah, I had the Jazz at 26. I don't. All right, shout out to the Jazz, man.
Oh, hey, Ron, did you say that the Bulls lost 10 straight games?
Yeah, it might be more than that, but I know for sure 10. Also, too, they've literally been the second worst team in the NBA in February.
They're not worse than the Jazz, man. I mean,
they have.
I don't know, because you gotta now look at the new Bulls team too. Yeah. They have a bunch of young players. They still have a bunch of guards. They lost Vooch.
The Jazz, the Bulls really haven't won this month. That's crazy. Shout out to them.
Yo, what? But all right, moving along. We don't have too much time to spend on Chicago. Hope you guys get the number 1 pick.
Next is the Jazz.
Next, we have, let's see. Is it the Utah Jazz are 24th in our power ranking?
Yeah.
Cool. I guess, yeah. Whatever. That is the bottom 7 or however many that is.
All right. Any guesses as to who's next?
Nope.
Milwaukee, Dallas, Milwaukee or Dallas or Memphis, maybe.
Dallas.
Winning 3, we have the Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas.
I had them at 25.
I had the Mavs. Yeah.
Dallas. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. At 22, the Memphis Grizzlies are coming in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, we cooking. Yeah, we cooking.
That makes sense.
We cooking with gas, Damien. We cooking with gas right now.
I'm spot on at the moment.
All right. Who's 21 we got? Let's see here. Bucks. Yep.
Yeah.
Sense,
Just beat the Cavs, though. Hey, man.
I think that bottom 10 is logical.
They beat the hospice Cavs.
Activate the tank, chill.
So we just got every team that's not in the play-in. That's what we done.
There you go. Shout out.
Bottom 10. There we go.
Garbage.
Good work.
Bottom 10, we have the Kings, Wizards, Pacers, Nets, Pelicans, Bulls, Jazz, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Bucks. From 30 to 21, that is the bottom 10 teams in the league.
The 10 stinkiest. In the words of Mars.
It does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense.
Stinky Mars. Ooh.
All right, we will now move to the suburbs. We're not in the hills, but we are in the suburbs.
No, we're not, Ron. We're just on the outer skirts of the city. We're not in the burbs yet. No, we can still see the city right there.
Yeah, you know where we are, Chill? Yeah. We're in Jersey. We're almost in New York. We're in Jersey.
The houses might look nice, but they raggedy as hell, Ron. No, don't let them fool you.
We're in Trenton, Jersey.
Nice. No, they raggedy. It's a whole lot of bullshit going on in these houses. Plumbing bad, kitchen look like it's about to fall apart. But on the outside, you see 2-car garages. You're like, yo, it's nice. No, it's not. No, it's not. No. Shit is raggedy.
All right, at 20, right outside of the city, this is what we got. The Portland Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the Blazers at 20.
I did have the Blazers at 20 also.
Okay.
I don't think that's surprising to anybody.
Nope.
At 19, the Atlanta Hawks.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I had them at 21, but shout out to the Hawks.
I had them at 20.
I had Atlanta. I had Portland at 20, Atlanta at 21. Yeah.
Look at us, Mars, on twin timing today.
No, I had them up a little bit higher. Not too much.
You probably had them at 12, Chill.
I did not have them that high. No,
probably had them at like 17.
Yeah, that's where we was at, Mars. Yeah, that's where we was at with Atlanta.
All right, at 18, we have the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I had the Warriors at 19.
Yeah, I had them at 18.
I think I had them around there, 17 maybe.
I had them at 18. I had the Warriors at 19.
They had a great win, by the way. So shout out to them, man. They moved up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had them at 16.
Yeah. At 17, the Charlotte Hornets.
I had them at 18.
Let's go ahead and
I had them at 14.
Pen, what's going on here, Pen? What's going on here?
Well, I mean, in fairness, I
had them at 14. So yeah, I had them at 14.
Who was the highest on the Hornets?
That's what you need to tell us.
I'm asking you guys. Where do you? I mean, I can't tell you guys.
I had them at 14.
I had them at 18.
Let me see. So with the Charlotte Hornets, so obviously the panel had them at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Penn, you had them at 16. Damien had them at 10, Hornets 10.
Mm-hmm.
10.
They're one of the best teams in the February, right? It's the power rankings for February. Are they not?
If I had taken more than 5 minutes to do this, I would have put the Hornets a lot higher. Unfortunately, as I said,
I just have a note. I have a note page saved because Ron asks for this every month. I have a note page saved of every team, and I just move a few teams around and then send it to him. I'm gonna be on Ron. No disrespect. I'm not spending more than 10 seconds ranking 30 teams in the NBA. I'm not.
Hey,
I would just make any teams that are playing particularly well. I'll move them up a few.
We have data integrity issues, Swiper.
I don't know if this is British work ethic.
I'll be like, okay, so these are who I think are like the top 5, like the contenders. I'll like put them in somewhat of an order. The worst teams, I'll put you in an order. Once we get into that middle third, it's like, shut up, I don't care. Like, put you in order. There you go. Like,
Mars, I'm actually with you on this. Except for it's more so the last third with me, where it's like, all right, it'd be hard for me.
Now the worst team needs to know they're the worst. That's where I'm at. The worst team, you guys need to know you're the worst. But once you're in like that mid tier where you're not gonna win shit, but you're also not gonna get a number 1 pick, get in order wherever you want, man.
For me, it's fairly easy though, because it's like, all right, I know the teams that I think are better than other teams, so obviously I'm gonna move you higher. However, I'm gonna reward you based on what you're doing. So if you are hot, I will move you up. However, you still have to be good enough and your record still has to hold some type of weight for me to just move you above like teams that are better than you and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, what team is hot right now? that just won.
How about San Antonio? San Antonio, like they won 10 straight, something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's gonna give them a little more gas than the teams that are in their tier, and it might even put them ahead of them.
To Damian's point, Charlotte, I think in the month of February they won 689 games because we got the All-Star break. So we had that. They've only played 9 games. They won 6 of them.
Mm-hmm. They were one of the best teams in the league through most of January.
They've been one of the better teams for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But so
yeah, they deserve better than 17 for sure. I think I've made a great mistake by putting them at 16. If I could think about this properly, I put them closer to like 12, 11.
10 through 14, I could hear. Personally.
All right. Well, the Charlotte Hornets are coming in at 17. Chat, let us know if you think that that's too high or too low, or if we just aren't paying attention to the Hornets.
Yep, I had them at 17. Shout out to them.
I had the Heat at 13.
I had them at 15. Mm-hmm.
At 15, we have the Orlando Magic.
I had them at 14. Okay.
I had Orlando at 18.
Oh,
I had them at 13.
Yeah, I had them at 14 as well. Yep.
Yeah, he's hating on the Magic since Anthony Black did what he said he was going to do.
I had them at 13.
I had them at 18.
I had them at 19.
Kind of stinky, Mars.
Yeah, but like I said, same philosophy I just told you guys about. Shit.
As you were saying, Ron. I'm sorry. As you were saying, Ron.
At 14, we have the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I had the Suns at 16.
16, yep. I had them at 16.
Is Phoenix starting to level off? They had that hot start.
No, they just
their injuries are genuinely killing them.
Yeah,
like, it's actually unfortunate. I would have
liked a monkey wrench in everything that they're doing. Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
So it's not even necessarily play. It's more so just.
Well, I mean, Jalen Green coming back and being a basketball terrorist has not helped.
By the way, Chill, I got an insider said that Max Strus should be back in the next couple of weeks.
Just so you know, the next couple of weeks, the season will be over.
No. It's like 2 weeks.
Okay.
He'll get about 2.5 weeks of ramp up time.
We have 2 months left in the regular season. Stop it.
No, the season ends early April, right?
The last regular.
So if he comes back, and right now we're at the end of February.
Last regular season game
about 2.5 weeks.
Last regular season game.
I just told you I have 2.5 weeks, and then you guys.
We got 25 games left.
April 12th, the last regular season game.
25 games is a lot of games.
You have 2.5 weeks. What's he talking about?
All right, the Phoenix Suns are 14th. At 13, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. Is this too high?
What?
Okay, so something very interesting just happened.
Wait, no, time out.
And I would like to tell
How
you.
are the Clippers there? Aren't they like 21-5?
God.
I had them at 11.
Yeah, they should be. They should be up there. You're telling me they're the second best team in LA right now?
I had them at 10.
Well, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I had the Lakers at 10 and the Clippers at 11. But it's like just post trade.
Like, you're saying it should be higher or lower? What are you saying?
The Clippers should be the best team in LA. They are the best team in LA. What are we doing?
Last time I had the Lakers at 17, so I just had.
Didn't the Lakers just beat them? The Lakers just beat them.
Whoa.
Yeah, facts. Valid.
Swiper, don't do this, Swiper. Don't do
5.5 minutes in the game with an injury.
That's part of the Clippers.
Got a 6 foul, couldn't close. It was DJJ and Brook Lopez closing the game.
That's part of the Clippers. Their bigs are Brook Lopez and Yannick Kuhn Niederhauser.
What?
Which I like.
That's their bigs.
I like it.
I like me.
I like it.
Did you say Yannick? Hey, what? Hey, chill. Did you say Ngagwe? Yannick Ngagwe? The D is?
That's their big. That's their big.
Respect Yannick.
No, I respect.
I do. That's why I had the Clippers at 11. I still think 13 is a bit low, but I just had the Lakers
fun
above
of
them.
Yannick's name. What did Yannick do to you?
I actually had the
man?
Clippers at 16.
That's what I
Me too.
See, I think
I'm saying Kawhi from 2018 when he played 9 games.
Doing that.
He's
But
still
I think when I did this
2018.
list, they were like 4 and 6 or something. Though.
I don't know. I had them at 11. So it's not like I had them way.
What is their record? What is their record run in February?
6 and they've in February they've won 1, 2, 3, 4. They've been garbage. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Can they get a
They're below 500 in February.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I had them
500.
there in February. Yes, that's right. Okay.
No.
good. I feel better about that.
No. All right. Next up, y'all.
As you were saying, Rod.
They're 5 and 5. They're 500. They're 5 and 5.
All right. Well, next up on this list, We have the Clippers at 13. At 12, we got the 76ers.
All right, that's fair. I had them 13.
So ChatGPT was actually right. Oh my God.
I had Philly at 18.
Yeah, shout out to 76ers, man. They're better than the Clippers, apparently.
Mars, you something else. Mars, you and these goddamn Sixers. What's going on with you?
Whoa.
It is. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Mark. Where's
you complaining? I had them at 18.
Garbage. That's 18? Garbage, Mars.
Joel wasn't playing.
I had them at 14.
I had them at 17.
I was watching them play without Joel Embiid, and they can't beat no one.
I ain't gonna tell y'all where I had them. Okay, go Sixers, go.
But yeah, it's still Philly and 6 because Embiid.
I know who's at 12. 12 should be consensus.
12 should be consensus. Well,
11. 11 should be consensus.
11.
Well, yeah, I know they're not going to be consensus.
Who's 11, Swiper?
Raptors.
Raptors.
Nope.
All right,
Raptors going. I had the Raptors at 12. To be fair, so
I had them high.
Raptors going twice.
Me too.
At number 11, it is actually the Lakers.
I had them. Okay.
Ooh.
So
yeah, I forgot the Lakers on the list. Yeah.
Can I just say something real quick?
That's
the other day. I looked at ChatGPT and I asked them, like, what are the best Raptors podcasts? And I was very happy to see that they listed Pensar Basketball. But there's like three others. There's three others, and they're like, this is a fan podcast. This is a fan podcast. And then for Pensar Basketball, they're like, this is not a fan podcast. It didn't say fan podcast. And I was like, what? Am I not a fan? Have I spent so much time trashing this team, my own team, that ChatGPT has concluded that I'm not a fan? And you just confirmed for me that I'm not a fan because I had the Raptors at 13 and y'all got them at top 10. God.
By the way, Penn, I just looked at ChatGPT. Wow. So I got one podcast on there at very high that came up. And then there's 2 names they suggested for Denver Nuggets covers. Swipe on Adam Mares. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Wow. I learn new things every day. Shout out to Penn, man.
One is a fanboy podcast and the other is not a fanboy podcast.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I actually have a question for you before we get out of here. Swipe.
Good before we leave, after the list.
It's not a troll question.
I don't ever think you're trolling. I think you're you're doing a great job today. But Raptors are better than Lakers.
He's giving you Student of the Day award. You know when you get the little pin and you get to take it home and say, "Mom,
Ron, Ron, you know why you don't know anything about that? Because you didn't get any stars.
I for sure didn't get no stars.
Did you get any stars, Ron?
Chill.
Like one.
His whole slot was blank. His whole slot was blank.
You know what? I made it
a universal
point to let my teacher know that I didn't give a damn about them stars and I didn't want no stars.
Fuck. Ron, you didn't get them on your helmet or your jersey either. You get them on your helmet and your jersey in basketball. You had no stars.
You had
bad behavior everywhere.
And it wasn't your football helmet. It was the other helmet that you had to wear around the neighborhood.
And look at him now, man. Those teachers eating.
To my point, Damien. Absolutely.
Like, you still had that helmet? Anyways, let's
do. Got the little helicopter on top of it.
All right, so the mid teams from 20 through 11 are at 20. We got the Blazers, 19 the Atlanta Hawks, 18 we had the Golden State Warriors, 17 the Charlotte Hornets, 16 the Miami Heat, 15 the Orlando Magic, 14 the Phoenix Suns, 13 Los Angeles Clippers, 12 the Philadelphia 76ers, and at 11 we have the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's get into the top 10, fellas. This is what it looks like at 10, coming in hot or maybe even cold. We got the North, the Toronto Raptors.
That's the highest they've been all year.
I had them at 9.
That's respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's Scotty respect. You respect Scotty Barnes.
9?
Okay. Yeah.
Yo, y'all making my day. I'm so
shout out Scotty Barnes, man. Shout out Brandon Ingram, man. Hey, Emmanuel quickly. Y'all could have won the game yesterday if Emmanuel didn't sell that first free throw.
And make sure I wake up. Am I hearing Raptors respect on the panel? What?
If Emmanuel quickly, I got it in my head. If he makes that free throw,
consistently disrespectful to this team for the last 2 years, to the point where Mars literally closes his hoodie and dives into himself any mention of the Toronto Raptors. He just goes away. He falls asleep.
Well, you really do shrink into oblivion when we start talking about them.
I think that's more of a me thing than a Raptors thing, personally. But you know,
we started today's show talking about something. We were talking about defense.
That's amazing.
And then I have to hear about how the Raptors guarded Wemby.
They're a good team.
Yeah, thank you, Damien. Pin, it's not.
Are you listening to that at all, Mars? Are you entertaining that at all?
I was just bring up the Raptors for no reason. Yeah, sure. I don't want to listen to that.
I don't know what Yaku was
hating on the Raptors. We've merely just been telling the truth. You guys weren't good last year. You weren't good the year before that. You weren't really good the year before that. Now that you guys are good, We're giving you the credit that you guys deserve.
I didn't just put them there just off the strength of putting them there for you, Penn. They got a good team. Now, they ain't serious about winning the NBA championship, but they got a good team.
Why not?
They do. Okay, so last night was evidence of
that conversation.
Whoa.
We're not going to do that, Chill, because let's be clear about one thing. And I know we're not doing the fast breakdown on the thing. No. Be clear about one thing. This San Antonio team has beat every single team over the last 9 games, including multiple contenders, by the way, by over 9 points.
Penn, this is the problem that I have with you.
No. Defense matters.
Which is fair. And I'm not going to argue
that they're contenders. I will not argue that they are contenders, Chill.
Okay,
I'm not arguing that they're contenders. I'm saying you are not going to use losing a 1-possession game as a disrespect to this team, because let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you this, and I think it's going to change your mind, Chill. Don't sink into yourself. Don't worry. Hang with me for a second.
I'm listening.
Chill. Hang with me. Hoodie boys, hang with me. Okay?
I'm staying with you, Swipe. I'm staying with you, Penn. I'm staying with you, Penn. As you would say, Penn.
Dame is trying to figure out, like, how do I get this collared shirt over my head?
No.
Okay.
Penn, do it, Penn.
You got all my supporters out.
You have a hoodie. Okay. You have a hoodie on. Do it, Penn. Do it.
Why would I do it to myself? I'm not going to disrespect myself like that. You could disrespect yourself all you want. Look, what am I saying? I'm saying this San Antonio team has been mollywhopping the entire league. Okay, they are an unstoppable machine over the last few games. They just whooped the Detroit Pistons, that are the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. Y'all, I think we all agree Detroit Pistons should be the favorites to come out of the East. They beat them.
Yeah.
They made Cade look really bad.
Yes.
Okay, so when they come into Toronto, and Toronto's on a back-to-back after losing to OKC the night before, and the Raptors are up 12 points, 13 points in the third quarter, and they end up losing this game by 1 possession. Chill. Here's a fun fact. Over this 9-game win streak with the Spurs, they have beat every single team by at least 9 points. They've beat some of those teams by almost 30 points. The Raptors lost by 3. That is a major win. Everybody in Toronto was crashing out yesterday. I was the one person. I'm like, you know what? When they go low, you go high. I was very proud of this team,
I think that's valid. I do. I think that's valid. But really quickly, Ron, before we move on, when we get into the meat and potatoes of the game, you have your guys that do specific jobs. You have a bucket getter on your team in Brandon Ingram, one of the best bucket getters in the game. Right. So we have a stretch of one of the best bucket. Brandon Ingram is one of the best bucket getters in the game. Let's not do that.
No. Hang on, Chill.
It's not on the last possession.
Remember when I said earlier that Anthony Edwards most efficient clutch shooter in the league?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. You remember when I told you who was the worst?
You said it was Brandon Ingram. Yes.
Nope. It was Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is the least efficient clutch shooter. Brandon Ingram right behind him. Okay, that 3. He has missed almost every single game winner he's taken. Okay, he is turnover prone as hell. Right. I love Brandon Ingram. He hasn't been great. This is not the best Brandon Ingram. I don't know.
And last night was evidence of that, which actually compounds my point about you guys not being serious. Because last night, when we go 7.5 minutes in the quarter where we don't score a bucket, and not only do we go 7.5 minutes where we don't score a bucket, I have a rook in Dylan Harper boxing up my leading scorer. A rook and boxing up my leading scorer where he can't get the basketball where he wants it. Not only where he wants it, he's getting pushed 26 to 28 feet away from the basket. And when he does get the basketball, he's getting beat to spots, and we can't get any buckets. He scored 1 bucket on a rook. And then when we get to the end of the game where we got a 1-possession game, right? 1-possession game we have, and Dylan Harper misses not one, he misses both of the free throws. And we're taught in the 8th grade to block out. You won that one, and
who
you got
missed the block out assignment, Joe?
The guy at the top. That's who the guy who's
RJ Barrett.
The guy who's supposed to block out the shooter. But then they get the ball back, and De'Aaron Fox helps you out, and they miss again. So now we have an opportunity because we're still in the game, and then your lead guard gets to the free throw line, and he misses free throws. This team ain't serious. They're not serious. I'm not saying that they're not good, but they're not serious. Okay. This team is not serious. No, they're not.
We can circle back around to whether we think that the Raptors are serious or not. But, Penn, I just got a question for you. What actually are we right now?
You're in hoods.
No. What would be the terminology of what we would be called?
Not those hoods, Penn.
Swiper look like a Muslim.
You back in the hoods?
No, I mean,
shout out to you, man. I love the hoods. You know me. I love the hoodies. I wear this hoodie.
Yo, this is
it's great. It's awesome, man.
All right, well, let's go ahead and dive back into it. The next,
yes, sir.
person that we have on the list, or the next team that we have on the list, we got the Raptors at 10. At number 9, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Too high or too low, fellas?
I had them at 9.
I had
Had them at 11. That's fine.
I had the Wolves at 8.
Where did I have? I had many.
Yeah,
at 8.
9 and 8 could flip for me.
I had them at 8. Mm-hmm.
This is like the tier, like for me, 9 and up was like.
By the way, we're in Staten Island now. This is where we are. Chill. This is Staten Island.
No, actually, we're in Soho.
Soho. This is Soho.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Soho. All right. Next at number 8, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Damn, I had the Cavs at 5.
I had the Cavs at 7.
I had them at 6.
I had Cavs at 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the Cavs at 5.
Yep, I had them at 6.
At 7, the Houston Rockets.
I had them at 9.
I had them at 8. I had them at 8.
They're worse than the Wolves. I had them at 9.
I had them at 8 as well.
Dame, this is what I'm talking about when I say we in Soho. Like, there's some houses that are nice, but a little overpriced. Like I mean, I think this might cost a little bit more than what it's really worth. So that's where we at right now.
Okay. I'm with that.
At 6, we have the New York Knicks.
I had them at 6.
I had them at 6 too.
All right. I had them at 5. All right.
I had them at 7. Yeah. Yep.
At number 5, we are in the top 5 officially. Raptors at 10, Wolves at 9.
This Manhattan chill?
No, this is actually we've actually moved up to we're in Long Island now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in Long Island now. Nice, lot nicer neighborhoods, more structure, less violence. Yeah,
Not a lot of hoodlums.
No, not a lot of that nonsense going on. We're in Long Island right now.
All right, let's see who's living in Long Island.
West Jersey, like Morristown, like that's where we are. Parsippany, yeah, that's where we at.
The first team that is there is the Denver Nuggets at 5.
That's fair. Yeah, I had them at
4.
4.
I had them at 7.
I had Denver at 5. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I had Denver at 10.
You did not have them at 10, Ron.
6, my bad.
Okay, I was about to say you ain't had them at no damn 10.
I had them at 4. There you go.
I had them at 5. Yep.
Okay.
All right, at 4, the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
Okay.
I had Boston
I had them
at
at
4.
4. Yep. I had them at 4.
I had them at 3.
Based on last night, would this change a little bit? So, in a transparency chat, we did this a couple days ago. This is before last night's game. Would this change a little bit?
I mean,
would you flip-flop
Boston? Boston's best player sucks versus that team. So, I mean, that's probably a...
And shit, I ain't gonna lie. They win without Jaylen Brown. They lose with him. That's the same.
It was on the back end of a 4-game West Coast road.
They lost earlier this year, too, and Jaylen Brown got outplayed in that game, too.
Would it change? Maybe. Sure.
No Murray, no Gordon, no Watson last time, no Jokic, no Gordon, no Brown. Oh, man, that's
All right, well, Boston is at 4. At number 3, who do you guys think this is? Before
OKC.
Detroit, knowing you,
probably the Pistons
or the Spurs.
I think it's OKC.
Could this go any way, though?
Oh, yeah. OKC haven't moved from 1 every time I've done this. Yeah, I don't even look at them anymore.
Yeah, it's the Pistons. If it's the Spurs,
I don't even look at
if it's the Spurs, and we have not watched the Spurs.
I just move everything from 2 downwards, and I move them around. Number 1 just kind of set in stone.
All right. Well, at number 3,
put that brick up there.
This is what we have. We have the Spurs. Do we have the Thunder, or do we have the Pistons? It looks like we have the Detroit Pistons.
Should be. That just should be.
It's crazy. All 3 of these teams were tanking, like at least in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You don't have to tank forever, guys.
Trying to abolish tanking. Look at us.
The Kings have a chance.
Oklahoma City, like 3 years ago, the tank was activated. Like it was humming.
Yes.
It was 100% humming. Yes, it was.
I know
Detroit were tanking 2 years ago at least. The Spurs were tanking 2 seasons ago. The Thunder were tanking probably 3 or 4 years ago, and now we're here.
The tank was activated in Oklahoma City.
And then
yes, it was.
3 best teams in the league. So.
Yes, it was. That's a fact.
Shout out to him, man.
All right. Well, speaking of the Spurs and the Thunder tanking, now they're both excelling. But as of February in 2026, which team is actually better? Which team is higher on our power rankings? Which team is performing at this point the best in the NBA? We'll get down to the bottom of it. At number 2, we have the San Antonio Spurs.
Oklahoma City is still at number 1. They still the best team.
Yeah, OKC is still the best team in the NBA.
I mean, they're playing very well without their MVP.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Playing at 57 win pace, right?
57 win pace, and that's interesting. Mars, never mind.
Wow.
That means they would win 57 games. Well, shit.
No.
Actually, no, they'd win even more games because J-Dub's not there right now. Like a whole lot of their rosters. So, like, if they had that whole roster,
your MVP standings.
Has it? Well, like I said, we already went over this. We already went over this yesterday. That like these teams are good teams without their best players.
No. They're 7-4 now, and they lost without Chet and J-Dub in SGA yesterday. That's got to affect the standings, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not.
Jaylen Brown's playing with less. Cade's playing with less. Luka's playing with less.
He cooking right now.
Brunson's playing with less. And Edwards is definitely playing with less.
I gotta reevaluate mine.
So you think SGA and Jokic are now like what 3 and 4? Would you would say?
I'm not gonna go that far. No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. No,
but they're playing with more than the other players.
Yeah, they are. And again,
you got Jokic at 3 last time, based on the same rhetoric.
Right, exactly. And I'm saying, like I said yesterday, the fact that they winning, right? The fact that these teams are winning, like I got to reevaluate how I'm doing.
Matter of fact, Mark, what's their net rating when SGA doesn't play this year? Can you look that up, brother? Possible look
in the games?
Yeah, in the games. Like a plus 10.
I will look at.
That's better than JB by himself, Joe. They got like 12 Jaylen Browns on the roster, basically.
I mean, Detroit has won 8 of their 10 games in February that they've played so far. And the teams that they've beaten, I mean, they beat the Knicks, they beat Toronto, they beat the Knicks twice, they beat Toronto. And I mean, they ended up handing to Oklahoma City, who was decimated by injury, right? But with that being said, this kind of stuff bothers me. Like, Chill gets bullied. I'm not. He's asking me a simple question, and we're talking about winning. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about my criteria of the league MVP being about winning. But when I look at the guys that are on, Ron, that are on teams and they are in the league MVP conversation, I can't use winning nearly as much because they're winning without Jaylen Brown. They're winning without SGA. They're winning without Joker, right? They're winning without Wemby. They're winning without these guys. So I got to reevaluate how I'm doing this. That's all this is.
Don't winning without Devin Booker.
Well, they ain't winning, period. Yeah, they ain't. Yeah, they're not winning, period.
What?
Give me a break.
Now we know winning. All right, okay.
Give me a break.
33 and 20.
Fellas, before we get up out of here, I do just want to run down these teams one more time for our audio listeners.
All 30?
In the chat right now. Yeah. So at 30, we had the Kings, 29, the Wizards, 28, the Pacers, 27, the Nets, 26, the Pelicans, 25, the Bulls, at 24, the Utah Jazz, 23, the Dallas Mavericks, 22, the Memphis Grizzlies, 21, the Milwaukee Bucks, at 20, the Portland Trailblazers, 19, the Atlanta Hawks, 18, the Golden State Warriors, 17, Charlotte Hornets, 16, Miami Heat, 15, Orlando Magic, 14, Phoenix Suns, 13, the Los Angeles Clippers, 12, the Philadelphia 76ers, and at 11, we had the Los Angeles Lakers. Moving into the top 10, we had at 10, the Toronto Raptors, 9, the Minnesota Timberwolves, 8, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 7, the Houston Rockets, 6, the New York Knicks, 5, the Denver Nuggets, 4, Boston Celtics, 3, the Detroit Pistons, 2, the San Antonio Spurs, and at 1, we have the reigning champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm running a poll right now, and I'm asking you guys who, in fact, is the best team in the NBA, the Thunder, the Spurs, the Pistons, or the final option is another team.
Hey, just this month alone, Ron, based on play, if this was NBA was just this month, would Stephon Castle be an All-Star?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said it like a couple weeks ago. In 2 years, he'll be an All-Star. And in 2 years, the way at his trajectory, he's going to be the second best player on that team. It's going to be him and Victor Wembanyama's team.
I would keep him over Harper as well. Yep, if I had to choose.
I'm still,
but However, I do want to bring this up because looking through the power rankings, and this might have shifted. The Spurs might have actually been I'm pretty sure the Spurs would have been the number 1 team if Real Talk would have got his votes in on time because he had the Spurs at number 1. However, I just said Real Talk had the Spurs at number 1. I'm saying that to say it was a shift between who everybody believed was the best team. Now, in our power rankings, the panel as a whole has the Thunder, but Penn had the Thunder number 1. Damian, you had the Spurs number 1. Jordan had the Pistons number 1. Swiper had the Thunder number 1. Chill had the Pistons number 1.
I did.
Ron had the Spurs number 1.
So you saying that Penn and Swiper run the panel? I get it.
And Ox had the Spurs number 1. So
how did the Thunder win? Because I guess all the other teams got bounced down.
No, because
Real glossing over that. Man, Real Talk didn't hand in his homework. Chill.
On top of that,
that's not
late talk. I asked him with Real Talk. I might have to do what he does, just not send them in.
Late talk.
Late talk.
So maybe it might have been the Spurs, but hey, we got the Thunder number 1 overall. So shout out to the Thunder. But fellas, we do have super chats, and we got a few of them. So let's see what the people got to say about all the crap that a couple people up here talked about the chat.
Wait a second, Ron. I was late too, wasn't I?
No, you was on time.
Oh, I thought I got a little bit of a privileged treatment there. Okay.
See, Penn just trying to be black. Yeah, he trying to be late. Like, what are you talking about?
Hey, Penn.
I was born late.
Penn, it's cool to be. It's cool to be of lighter
stereotypes. And this is the problem with Mars. This is why Mars sucks. This kind of shit right here is why Mars sucks. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about it's cool to be late. Just so you know, Mars, I'm on time. I show up on time.
That's true.
If you're on time,
there's a different time.
There's nothing wrong with being proud of being a white man, Penn. I mean, it's just living that truth.
All right. I think I need to run a poll. Does Mars suck? I'll get to that in a little bit.
Well, that's going to be unanimous.
You don't. Mars
no, we gotta get the consensus in.
But you can buy it if you want to answer that.
So I'm not exhibiting enough white pride for you? Is that the problem right now?
Ron, as you were saying. See, this is how we get derailed. As you were saying, Ron, we got super chats. What
do I have to do?
I'm not following up on that.
No right answer to that, Swiper. There isn't one. No.
Hey, Chill, he says no. The incels are going to get him.
Do I need to replace the with a
your DMs will be flooded on Twitter. They'll be like, you know what? You're right. We're with you.
Don't
show a picture of your truck.
Speaking of links, I just dropped the link that Mars is talking about right here in the chat. You guys go click on that link and get what you need to get from it, because I promise you, you're going to see a lot of interesting things. You will see a couple players that suck, but you also will see a couple players that are amazing. The Ball Out Highlight said, did the Celtics look like they were gassed all game?
Oh, my gosh.
I was seeing players trying to catch their breath in the first quarter. Coming off a back-to-back, 3 games and 4 nights.
Oh my gosh!
A recipe for a loss.
No, because this doesn't. When this happens to the other team, it never gets brought up.
That Denver altitude is real.
Yeah.
You know that altitude.
There we go. Shout out.
Is it not? You playing off a back-to-back in Denver altitude?
Yep.
We gonna act like that doesn't play a part in anything?
Yep. No, it does. Sure. It does. Definitely does. No, but it does. It legitimately does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were probably gonna lose regardless. That third quarter was a shame.
Yeah.
Terrible. But like
the game was terrible.
I do think
it was. It was a brick show.
All right, Christos Karasoulis had this to say in a super chat. Chill's too old to be D Mitch's groupie, and Swiper a Slovenian fanboy. Now what? Fight back. Now what? Fight back, chat.
Whatever your name is, and you too young to be talking to me in my first name. I told you only my friends call me by my first name. It's Mr. Chill to you. So when you talk to me, it's Mr. Chill. That's first of all. Number one, I'm not his groupie. No, I recognize how awesome Donovan Mitchell is, and I give him respect 100%. I think he's the best 2 guard in the game. So now in the meantime, in the medium, remember that it's Mr. Chill to you, not Chill. You ain't old enough to call me by my first name. You ain't one of my friends.
So Chill.
Sir.
No, I just want to say there's nothing wrong with being a groupie. I think everybody should try it once in their life. However, Hunter TV.
I love groupies, by the way.
Sent through a super chat and said, death Texas, and Boston star players playing like shit against Denver.
I will say
Denver.
Denver has the personnel to defend Tatum and Brown. Tatum has typically not played well versus them the last few years, and then Brown, obviously, it was his turn yesterday, but whatever. They just have a lot of wings. If Denver does have something, they have wings. And Bruce Brown, brother, and Cam Jhonson, they were strapping yesterday.
Y'all good at shutting down wings? Is that what you're saying? Y'all are good at shutting down wings historically?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. They built their team to play versus Braun and Kawhi and them. So, like, those are the people they ran into.
So why does Scotty Barnes keep cooking y'all?
Scotty Barnes, I don't know the last time he's cooked versus Denver, respectively. But shout out to Scotty, though. Shout out to Scotty. Great player. He's a great player. All NBA player.
Bruce Brown shouldn't have Jaylen Brown.
He averages more than his career averages against Denver. It's one of the teams that he cooks consistently. I mean,
yeah.
You're not locked in, okay?
No, it's just I wouldn't qualify him as like one.
You're not locked on Nuggets.
Score. Bruce Brown be getting people's shirt, man. That's the thing about Bruce, bro. He does get people's shirt.
I like him.
He the pest. He reminds me of Ron. He plays defense like Ron.
He don't hold a candle to me. You should have seen me last night, boy. Anyways, Eric Espinoza sent through a super chat and said, always appreciate all you fellas for the great work y'all do, and this really helps me get through my shifts at work. Shout out to my Spurs on a hard-fought win last night, and hopefully we go 12-0 in February. GSG.
This is their longest win streak since the 15-16 year, I believe, what they had Kawhi Leonard and them going crazy. So the Spurs are a real deal. They're a tier 1 contender to me. I'm all the way bought in. I think they're an elite team. So I'm excited to see what
KC don't have the 1 seed wrapped up.
They don't. They do not. They're 41-16 right now.
The Spurs are 42-16.
42-16.
What pace are they in terms of their pace? What's their pace?
I'll look it up.
San Antonio.
They're on a 62-game win pace.
You said 42-16.
They're ahead of
62.
They're ahead of schedule, man.
Yeah, they're on 62.
They're ahead of schedule. They're definitely ahead of schedule.
Yeah. 62. Wow.
But I mean, Damian, obviously it makes sense when you watch it because we're seeing it in real time. But even before
the season,
like it was I didn't have him being this good, but it was a couple of us that were talking about just the addition of De'Aaron Fox, the leap of Wemby. Yeah. But the biggest thing is, and you guys were actually high on Dylan Harper. I wasn't as high on Dylan Harper, but when you have 3 guards that can get into the paint at will, you got guys that can knock down threes. Nobody thought Julian Champagnie was going to be a knockdown like this. Like we knew Harrison Barnes, he could knock down a 3 or 2. Julian Champagnie, the way he's shooting the ball, the way Devin Vassell's shooting the ball, Harrison Barnes, even Wemby and some of these other guys, like they have guys that can get to the paint at will. They have a dude who's just dominant on all 3 levels. Then they have shooters, and then they have one of the best defenses in the league. Good coaching. Like this is a recipe for a very, very, very good team. And we're seeing it right now before our very eyes.
They're going to be tough to beat, man.
Shout out Dylan Harper, too. Like, he hooping. But, all right, the next super chat is from Masinko. Masinko said, damn, we Section 8 housing now? Question marks. Haven't had a slam sandwich in a while. Take 2 pieces of bread, imagine food, and slam it together.
It's not funny. But shout out.
If you got 2 pieces of bread, that's a meal right there.
Facts.
2 pieces of bread with cheese. Yeah. That would be my go-to.
Everyone been through struggle meals, man. Everyone's been
Not
through
everyone.
Meals.
Not everyone.
A lot of people been through struggle meals, man. A lot of people been through struggle meals.
I've eaten cereal for dinner plenty of times. So
I went to grad school on a struggle, and I ate
cereal for dinner last night. What's wrong with that?
Parents.
I don't even consider cereal for dinner a struggle meal. Struggle meal is like shit. Sometimes you just go to sleep with thoughts and prayers, and that's what you got.
You know what's a struggle meal? This is how I know. Like we had hit it really low. We had tomato soup, and it was just ketchup. That was low.
That's beyond struggle. I'm gonna be honest,
bro.
That's beyond struggle.
Like I will never forget. Like we were like 7 years. Ketchup.
Wait, it's just ketchup. They just ketchup in a bowl. There ain't no ketchup soup.
You could go to the dollar store and get chicken noodles for like 79 cents. Like, I'll just
ketchup cheaper, bro. Noodles. Like I remember we went to McDonald's, and I remember like I think it was like 7 or 8, and my mom bought me like a little burger, and she didn't have none of it herself. And then I left I don't like the pickles. so she ate the pickles. And that was when we found out that we were broke. Like feeling that's ketchup soup time. That's one piece of cheese, and don't you dare take 2 time, right? Like, so people, I don't think people understand poverty, but I promise you, it makes you way stronger. It make you bold enough to come up here and say shit.
Hey, I got my 3 meals a day. Know that.
Sheesh.
Well, Ron, we know you had 3 meals a day because you were institutionalized, so we can move on to the next.
Hey, Swiper, do what you will with that. I got my 3 meals a day.
Yeah, I know you did. We know you did. Shout out, bro. I'm glad you made it out.
Thank you, Swipe. I'm glad we made it out, everybody, collectively.
I'm glad we all made it out, for sure.
We made it out of the belly of the beast, literally, you know? They mean to tell you the one story where him and a
Wait, Chill, what does band mean, Chill?
He know what it mean. He know what it mean. Don't you worry about that. He know what it mean. Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, we have a super chat from G-Man Run. G-Man Run said, simple fix. First team, 58 to 60 games. Second team, 51 to 54 games. Third team, 48 games or more. Then add how much they can get paid from that. Awards and games matter. Doesn't affect it. Just contract maximization.
That sounds way more complicated.
The fact that it's even tied to contracts is still
that does not sound simple at all.
They're still going to run into the same problem. I'm never going to agree with arbitrary lines being drawn for the sake of quote objectivity.
To reduce complexity.
Let the voters pick who they want, man.
So I just want to this is how far we've come on the Spurs. Just a little moment here. I'm looking at a little bet slip here. This is made on June 5th with an odds boost. 83.5 odds. 1 to 83.5, which means $1 bet on Spurs finals winner. How's that for crazy? Now imagine putting $100 on that.
I mean, people should have just listened to me when I said Spurs Pistons in the finals. Well,
they should have listened to you when they said the Bucks were better than the Spurs. What was they should have listened to you about?
Regular season. Yeah. Guess what? The Spurs are still going to the finals.
All right, the next super chat is from a certain guy. I don't know if I can pronounce this. Can you guys, Pink, can you help me with this?
Why are you trying to get me canceled?
All right, Damien, can you help me?
That's not a friend thing. You're not trying to be my friend. Are you my enemy? You my enemy, Ron?
No, hey, Swiper. Penn doesn't get to do this. In the words of Swiper, you don't get to do this. You're the smartest person up here. So if I need help with clarification or pronunciation or
learn
something, yes, you are the person I go to.
Ron, what if he would have said that? Let's just say for the sake of argument, he
whoa. No, remember, Kaniga is a player, a football player.
Yeah, I was going to say. So if that is someone's name,
his name.
What are the rules?
Is it
are you just not allowed to call them by their name? Or
I think it's Dalton Kaniga. That's his name. That is his name.
It's Noah, isn't it? It's Noah. His name's Noah.
Noah Kaniga? Yeah, no, it is Noah Kaniga. So wait, chill. You telling me right now? An announcer, a white announcer, can't say his name,
right?
No, I'm genuinely curious. I want to know what the rules are.
That's different, though. That's different.
Y'all
that's his name.
Okay, wait. All right, Damien.
That's his name.
If Noah Kaniga was the number one, if he was the number one overall player in the NBA draft, how are you saying his name? If he's the number one player in the NBA draft,
so he's Adam Silver.
Yes, that's his name. It's just his government name.
Sure.
But number one overall pick, Adam Silver. Noah.
That's a screen name, which is not the same thing. The nigga in drag is not his real name.
Wait, what's the name, Chill?
The nigga.
That's what he goes by. That's what he goes by.
The nigga in drag.
How you know that's not his name?
You go by Chill. He goes by that. So Penn just can't call him by his name when he's talking to him. He asked him a question.
Your name ain't Chill either.
So
we don't know if
I don't know if you remember this, Ron. It was a dude that played in, I want to say in Latvia. His last name was spelled Fucka. It was pronounced Fuka. It's Fucka. But it was pronounced Fuka.
But it was Fuka.
Yeah, it's pronounced Fuka.
I think if it, I don't know.
I love this show, man.
I don't know.
No, drink more water's lying Mars. Look it up. It is not Kanigba, it's Kaniga.
I don't care what it is. You see how it looks? What the hell?
There is another NFL player named. Actually, let me not do that. All right. Well, anyways, we got the super chat from we finally got it. It is La Nigga in Drag. La Nigga in Drag said Ticket was right. Steve Baldhead and Kawhi Leonard gonna pay for their crimes. I'll take Kawhi over Chills King. Get that dude and his son off my roster.
Oh boy, you got to rip up his contract and come back for a little bit of money. Damn, what are we gonna do? Give me a break. What is happening right here?
I don't know if this is tinkering or not, but I'm all for it.
Man, y'all tripping. I hope Noah Kaniga becomes an absolute beast and he gets to play in the NFL. I want to see that for 10 years.
I would love to see him on Sunday Night Football.
10 years, I want to see that.
Collinsworth having to say, what's his name again, Swipe?
It's Noah Kaniga.
No, I would love to see him on Sunday Night Football.
Hey, have you seen Noah Kaniga? Do you know a Kaniga? Like, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
His parents slick by naming him Noah as well, by the way. They think they slick. His parents, they naming him Noah. Yeah, they know how you pronounce his name. Because why else would they name him Noah? We know what's going on.
Do you
it's like
know
Steve Kerr naming his son Nick. Like he know what he doing. Like these people not slick. We know what's going on.
I know a few Kanigas. I do.
The K probably silent. Like
remember the Dave Chappelle skit with the last name.
The K is definitely silent.
The K is silent. Like like it's like night, like Knight. It's like
this is what we do around here, Damien. Welcome to the show, brother. Yes, these are the shenanigans going on around.
Wait, man, can the nigga get the pencil?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Nickname Slickback just sent through a super chat and said Mars/Pin. What do y'all think about the Nets' future backcourt of being Kingston Flemings plus Yegor Demin in the future? I think Demin is more in that Clay/Middleton arc.
I don't think
see that.
I think Yegor's a wing. I don't think he's a guard.
Yeah.
He's got wing size as well. He's at 6'8". So I think he's a wing long term. But yeah, if you guys can get a guard, and assuming you don't get a top 3 pick, you guys can get your point guard. It could be Kingston. It could be whoever. So yeah, I like the idea of you guys getting a point guard. But I'd view Yegor as a wing.
If they pick Kingston Fleming at 4, I know every Brooklyn Nets fan is just gonna rip up their TV in a second, and be like, "Motherfucker, another guard just drafted 5."
Yeah, but the guards they drafted, I mean, I get like you technically guarded. Like Ben Seraph is not going. I don't think he's going to be in the league very long.
She'll have all 5 guys busted.
Jeez,
no.
Is this the entrapment?
No, I would say Yegor and Nolan have shown things. Drake Powell has shown some things.
Yes, they have.
Danny Wolf and Ben Seraph have sucked.
That's not to say that that's going to be next year. That's not to say.
Yeah, we don't know how it's going to look. We don't know how it's going to look going forward.
Yep.
Shout out to the 2 Jewish players being the ones that suck. By the way, shout out to them. But at least they got the most All-Star votes on the team other than MPJ. So, yeah.
But if you're the Nets, though, don't you take like sometimes you go with positional value, like the position that you need. But if you're the Nets, more than likely, don't you just take the best available player, regardless, just because you're where you're at?
I agree with that. You should always take the best player when you're a really bad team. You're not competing for championships. You always take the best player. I would argue even if you are a champion, you should probably still take the best player. But I could understand it if a championship contender only has 1 roster spot and they need a center and they have to pick a center. I get that. But when you're in this space, you can't be doing that shit.
All right. We got a guy named Alan L who sent through a super chat. Alan L, with the emphasis on L, said, I said Murray was better in 23 playoffs than Tatum in the 24 playoffs last year. Swiper, you're late, buddy. Dub Tatum hate, though. Come back soon, Zero.
Yeah, Celtics Twitter is delusional. They are pure delusional.
Delusional, are they nuts?
They keep posting that dumb graphic of like, oh, look at Tatum. It's like, points, rebounds, assists. Larry Bird, Jokic, LeBron. I'm like, bro, we all watched that run, bro. Like everybody said he was.
Didn't Jamal Murray average more points and assists than Jason Tatum
on the run? The whole run?
Yeah,
probably on way better efficiency.
So if we're going PRA, look, he led the PRA. It's like, well, Jamal Murray had more.
Talk about the defense, yo.
So, I mean, I guess.
Well, nobody took advantage of Jamal that run. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's the other part. Jamal didn't get taken advantage of by anybody except for LeBron, but it's freaking LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares?
Jason Tatum wouldn't get taken advantage of by LeBron.
Jason Tatum got taken advantage of by his own shot making. That's what happened. He took advantage. He disadvantaged himself.
I'll see you next week.
All right, Damien.
Later, Dame.
Good night, Damien.
You guys, man.
Yeah, get some sleep, brother.
All right, fellas. The next super chat that we got is from Buttered Biscuits. Buttered Biscuits said, "Yeah, I see. I see why the Nets got rid of Cam Thomas. This dude has negative hoops IQ. He just takes reckless shots, but he had 9 assists in 8 games. WTF?
He's a bucket getter. Yeah, that's all he is. And
he's a turnover machine.
That's what he is.
He's not good. I don't know why people think he's really good. He's not good. I've heard people call him.
It's not hating, Mars. I mean, like, why can't we just recognize like a guy for who he is and let him just be that? Like, if you're a bucket getter,
because it's a team sport, Chill.
Why can't you just be a bucket getter? Right, but in a team
that's
sport,
who you are on a losing team. If you want to go to a winning team,
right? That's what Lou Williams was. These dudes, when they came into the game,
yeah, but we
knew exactly what they were. We knew exactly what they were doing when they showed up. It wasn't a mystery when Lou Williams came on the court. He came on the court to get buckets. Jamal Crawford came on the court to be a bucket getter. That was it. And he thrived.
Okay, but the league has changed to some extent. You do have to play defense. Like, I don't think we're in a place right now where we can hide the defensive liability the way we used to be able to hide the defensive liability before. I'm sorry. We used to be able to hide them. Now, if we got one weak link out there, and shout out, it's Cam Thomas every time. And it's not like the Bucks have dominant defenders. Gary Trent Jr. is out of the rotation. When that happened, he was starting for them. Was he dropping like 30 points in the playoffs? Did I dream that?
No, he did do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is where we're at in the NBA right now. If you cannot play defense, you better be floor raising offensively significantly, and that means not Cam Thomas. You can't just be getting empty calorie points, Joe. I don't care what the aesthetic is. You can't just be doing that.
I can appreciate that, but if we put him in a role and if we put him in space where in a short period of time, 5-6 minutes, he comes in. Okay. 6-7 minutes, he comes in.
What does he do well beyond put points on the board? And I understand what you're going to say. No, I understand that. But there's a rate and there's an efficiency to that action. Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like you could say, yo, Penn, I'm a better driver than you. I'm a better driver than you.
30-minute game guy. No, ain't nobody asking him that. I'm talking about in increments of 7-8 minutes he plays, 5-6 minutes he plays. Then he's a situational guy. That's it. I'm not saying that he's starting the game.
He's a spark coming in. Chill. He's like a change of pace guy. He's like a 15 minutes off the bench kind of guy. This is not, and you know what? Prove me wrong, Cam Thomas. Let this take age as badly as my Cade take from 2-3 years ago. Like let that be the case. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see it with him. I watch him miss opportunities every which way. I do not see him competing on defense. I see him being turnover prone. I don't think he's necessarily like a great athlete. He's a little bit undersized.
There's a reason why Brooklyn decided to pass on paying him. There's a reason why they did that, because
they didn't just pass on paying him. Chill. They waived him.
Yeah, they said they
didn't say like, oh, you want too much money. They said we don't want to give you any money.
Well, this year I think he's just been bad. Yeah, this year he just hasn't been good. I think last year when he was healthy,
yeah, I caught your take.
This year he's just been bad.
Yeah.
All right, Pimp named Slickback. Speaking of being bad, Pimp named Slickback said, I did a tankathon spin today, and the Mavs got the #1 pick, and the Spurs landed the #2 pick via the Atlanta Hawks pick.
Oh, my God.
I promise you, Adam Silver, you'll have to hire new security. Keep playing.
If the Mavs paired Coop with one of the big three, and then the Spurs got one of them.
Imagine DeBonsta in Dallas, and then I don't know, starting at the 2 guard is Darren Peterson.
So the Mavs' worst pick of the last 4 years, I just want to remind you, would be #4, Stephon Castle. The next worst,
the Spurs.
You mean the Spurs?
It would be Spurs, and then the next pick would be Dylan Harper at 2. And then the next pick would be this pick. And then they got Wemby on top of that. Yeah, bro, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
go with Cam Boozer.
I'm good. If that happens, no. Like the NBA doesn't, they don't advertise that they fix things, but if the Spurs, it should be fixed that they do not get a pick that high.
If you want to look into how the lottery is done, it is a very transparent. It's a very transparent process. It cannot be rigged. I know that there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there who think it's rigged. It's not. It is not rigged.
It should be.
I don't think it should be.
Spurs end up with a top 3 pick. It should be rigged. There's no way they should be able to walk away with AJ, Darren, or Boozer.
Why? Because they play in your conference.
Best player in the world. What are you concerned about?
Swiper, if you won the Powerball for $400 million,
we didn't win anything again. I don't think people realize this. We had the highest we got in the 7th for Jamal. That's it. That's all we got. That's all we got. You telling me you're gonna get 4 of them and they're all good. It's not like they suck. Not one of them sucks.
That's very zero-sum thinking.
Million,
no, I'm good.
Swipe, if I won the Powerball for $400 million and I played again 2 years later and I won it for another $600 million, like, why is that a problem?
I think that happened. I think that has happened before. I'm pretty sure somebody's.
They ain't even playing the Powerball this year. Someone just giving them a ticket. The horse gave him a ticket. It ain't even that big. They ain't playing the lottery. They just in the lottery.
You know what Chill would do if he won like $40 million? I think Chill. I think you would get a truck full of soap and have it shipped to one buddy's house.
No,
that would be a waste. That would be a waste of money.
I'd be right here talking basketball with you dudes.
You wouldn't change a thing.
Hey, Pin.
I appreciate that. So I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way.
Hey, Chill. Let me hold like 25 there.
Chill,
let me hold it.
Ron,
let me hold it.
Yo,
Ron.
All the people that's not gonna ask me for money, you better not ask me for nothing, Ron. Because I ain't giving your ass nothing.
Wait, Chill. If you won $500 million, well, you wouldn't give nobody on the panel money?
No, I'm not. Especially not you. You ain't getting $1.
Me?
No, I'm not giving you nothing.
Me? Why you saying me?
The reason why I'm saying you specifically, because one, you don't have to keep your mouth shut. Like, you'll tell everybody what I wouldn't.
Nobody will find out. You don't know what I got now. You don't know what I got now.
That's number one. Number two, Swipe, you extra. Like, if I gave you bread like that, like, you'll go out and buy some wild shit with it.
No, he wouldn't. He would get hair, Chill.
I would.
You would achieve his dream of having hair.
Swiper's hairline?
Down to 2 Kie. That's exactly where I'd be. I'd first flight out. First
you
flight
got
out.
40 million. You wouldn't fund Swiper's hairline?
Sure, you lied. You wouldn't give me 5,000?
I'll let you host some bread, Swipe. You Swipe as my best friend. I would definitely let you host some bread. I'm just talking. Yes,
y'all think I'm playing.
Ron, you on the other hand?
Ticket, Ron.
After I wrote you a check, we boxing. We got to box first. I can't give you no dough until we box.
Matter of fact, Ron, for every punch,
me out.
You got to box.
For every punch you take, you get $100.
We got to box first.
Ron, for every punch you take, you get $100. How many punches?
Seeing that Chill can't hit me, I guess I'm not taking none.
Yeah, we got to box first. Mm-hmm.
But all right, wait.
Lake Show Jerry said that if Swiper had hair, everyone would be suspicious. No, there is no suspicion. I'm telling you what would happen. Like, it's not a suspicion. It won't be a myth.
Mystery about what's going on. Yesterday my hairline was like this. Today it's like this. I went and got it fixed. This is what happened.
But have you looked into the disastrous outcomes that sometimes that happens?
I named it Deion Sanders. He got restoration hair and he changed his life. It will be me. I'll be right there. Me and Deion right next to each other.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Ron, that's it for me. I got to bounce, brother.
All right, hey, hold on. Chill. Right quick. Before you leave, I got one more super chat for you.
Yes,
from
sir.
Pimp named Slickback. Pimp said, a lot nicer neighborhoods is Long Island? ? Chill ain't been out here since the 80s, apparently. Laughing my ass off. City way nicer than Trash Island.
I think you're right, Pimp. Pimp named Slickback. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Brooklyn. That's where because Brooklyn way nicer today than what it was years ago. Yeah, Brooklyn is way nicer. Like, you got Starbucks and white people and fucking.
Why is that nicer?
You know, all that kind of.
I'm getting mad. Okay, I'm about to have another segment where people tell me I'm crazy.
Why is that nicer? Like yoga studios and shit, Ron. That's
why is that nicer?
100%. It's not. It's a lot nicer than garbage cans.
Chill. Hang on. I want to say something. I know I'm the wrong person to say this. I don't even give a fuck. I'm too tired to fucking care about the political correctness of what I'm about to say, but it's true. Because ever since Jordan said that shit about psyops, I've been looking into it a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Jordan be like, "Oh, they trying to psyops you." I'm like, "What the fuck's a psyop? Let me look into this," because I want to get hip to it. They train us to think that things are better by equating them to certain things. So yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I do. Like, when you say like it's gentrification. Mm-hmm. You're pushing people who've lived there. You're pricing them out of homes and neighborhoods that they've been forever. You have mom and pop shops. You have soup kitchens. You have community staples, theaters, shit that get priced out for another Starbucks. It's a commercialization. These are global conglomerates. They are hoarding money, siphoning them away from average people. These mom and pop stores are a lot better. They're cultural fabrics of the city. They've been there for 50 years. Starbucks is not human, Chill. Starbucks is a machine. No offense to Starbucks. I drink Starbucks. I get it. But it's a machine. Everything's a machine. Our books are machines. So I'm just saying, like, I don't like this idea of you saying that the place I grew up in got nicer because white people moved in. I don't like that. And like, that's because I like the place I grew up in. I love the people I grew up with.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Now,
and like, you know, like when people say like, oh, Penn, you should come back to Washington Heights. Way nicer now. I'm like, what? What's nicer about it? Less Latinos, less black people. Why is that nicer? You get my, you feel me?
I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying, and that's fair. However, aesthetically, cleaner neighborhoods. There's not a lot of trash around. The buildings are restorated. This is what I'm saying when I say nicer.
Can I tell you why that is though? Can I tell you why that is? I'm gonna say something to you. You're a lot older than I am, so you might actually already know this. And I'm preaching to the choir. I grew up in government housing. Sure. Nobody fixed shit. There was pee in the elevator, pee all over the stairwell. No one cleaned shit. Everything was chipped. Everything was broken. And I remember one day, I was just wondering, like, why is everyone else's building so nice? I remember I went over to a sleepover to a friend's house. And the next day, I was like, yo, you should come over to my house. We play N64, well, whatever. He kept dodging me. So a couple weeks later, I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, why are you not? He's like, oh, my mom won't let me stay where you stay. Say what? So I live in a place that is so dilapidated, so bad, so cheap, so dangerous. You wouldn't spend one night. This is what I'm told. The reason they don't let money go into those neighborhoods is so people there feel broken. They feel identified with the broken. That's the fucking psyop. The psyop is when the white people come in, the city suddenly wants to put money into the books, the schools, the transit, everything. Yes. They want to fix everything up for the white people, but they want to act like that's the good thing. That's not the good thing, Chill.
And I didn't say it was.
If they had fixed it up for the immigrants and the black people, what they're trying to do is they're trying to convince you that black people don't deserve good things.
No, they're not trying to convince you that, I don't know, because I do know that black people deserve nice things. I do know that black people deserve to live in nice neighborhoods. I deserve to live in a nice neighborhood.
So why they keep pushing them out of neighborhoods and making them nice?
Because that's always been the case for black people since we've been here. That's always been what it is. We've lived in the most rundown neighborhoods. We've driven the most broke cars. In addition to us doing that, we've always been educated in the worst schools.
But why?
Because we've been clapped. Well, that's not like that.
No,
anymore.
Get to the question. Why?
Because we've always been classified as second-class citizens since we've been here. That's why I get followed in stores. That's why I get pulled over and when I'm in my car. That's why I get
you're getting followed and you're being put in a bad neighborhood so they can remind you this is where you belong.
Right.
You deserve a nice place. And every time you're in a nice place, they follow you around because they're trying to reiterate, they're trying to psyop your ass into believing you don't belong there. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, I have my friend, one of my friends is like, this dude made $200,000. He's a software engineer. He is black. He went into a Louis Vuitton store. He was so pissed. He was so cheesed that he went back in there. He didn't want to even buy anything. He was just there looking for something for his girlfriend. And they're like, sir, can we help you? Can we help? They asked him 4 times, can we help you? They thought he was going to steal something. So he's like, fuck them. He went back and he bought some shit for $7,000. I didn't agree with the decision, but I understood the sentiment.
The point. Yes, I absolutely understand the point. But wait a minute, Penn, it's not a psyop. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
My neighborhood was broken because they wanted me to feel I didn't deserve better. My textbooks were old, Chill.
Okay.
And everybody else had nice textbooks. I'm talking to my friend in a nice neighborhood in a white neighborhood.
What is the point in all of this, Penn? I'm trying to understand.
The point is that somebody is running money for a country and they filter out money to a province or a state. They filter out money to a city. And somebody decides that the money is going to go here or the money is going to go here. The money is either going to go to the Black Rec Center or the White Rec Center.
So aesthetically, and just so we clear, there's still black people who live in Brooklyn. There's still black people who live in these nice neighborhoods. There's still black people who earn a great living who still live in these neighborhoods. It's not like all of these people are just getting moved out of these neighborhoods and there's only white people there. No, but when you grow up in a predominantly black neighborhood around predominantly black people, when you see white people, it suggests one thing. Either they're the cops. It suggests more than one thing. Either they're the cops or there's somebody else not on my level, because there's
You live in a white neighborhood right now?
I do not. I live around a bunch of Spanish people. I do. I live around a bunch of Spanish people and some black people live around here. That's why. Absolutely.
I guess I don't know. I think we're getting really heated, and I acknowledge. Please understand. I acknowledge I am not the right complexion. I'm not the right complexion to be saying this. I know a lot of people are going to say like, "What the fuck is he on?" You know, go get your knueppel ass and sit in the corner. I get it. I get what you're saying. All I'm saying is
he's a shooter.
Like, yeah. All I'm saying is when I saw those textbooks in 1996 and they said 1982 or 1984, they hadn't been updated when they were ripped, when people had written shit in it, it made me feel like shit. When I saw pee in the elevator, no one was cleaning it up, and I saw the chipped doors and all that stuff and the ripped carpets, it made me feel like shit. And it reiterated a message for me that I don't deserve better. I don't deserve to get out of here. It made me feel uncomfortable when I went into rooms where people didn't live like that because I felt a sense of embarrassment. And I believe that is conditioned in me, that is supposed to be something that I'm supposed to feel, some sort of shame from where I come from. And I'm sorry, I think you pressed a nerve with this whole, like, it's way nicer thing.
I know I
because to me, I loved my neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. I love my neighborhood the way it was.
Pin, you loved your neighborhood. And Chad, I hear you guys. No, I'm not stopping them. But Pin, I know you loved your neighborhood. It was times where I didn't live in the best conditions and I still enjoyed myself. I wanted more, but I didn't enjoy myself. But that's not what Chill was saying. And that's not the point of what's being said. If Washington Heights is better than it was in the 90s or in the early 2000s, it's better. When more money gets put into an area, it literally is better. When a neighborhood gets fixed up and gentrified, whether you don't like it, the neighborhood is still better. When Starbucks tends to come in, they say that's the sign of gentrification. That's the sign of a neighborhood moving up. When Starbucks comes there, Pin, newsflash.
But how do you define up? Can I just say something? Please read Genealogy of Morals by Friedrich Nietzsche. If you read Genealogy of Morals by Friedrich Nietzsche, you will understand that the winners determine what is considered good and bad. Okay, so here's the thing. A long time ago, rap or anything associated with black music, bluegrass versus jazz is a great example. You go through American history and everything that comes from black culture, they have put it down. Anything that comes as a variant of white culture, they put it up. Okay. And I'm trying to say that this up down bullshit doesn't work for me. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. And that's all I'm saying. And to anyone out there, read Swiper's whiteboard because he's been cooking for like 10 minutes.
I understand.
No, it's how the board.
Sorry, I'm getting heated, and I promise you I wasn't gonna get angry because I got a festival. I got
the board is white.
I don't believe Swipe unless he has a chalkboard.
I gotta fucking run a film festival tomorrow. I got a lot of work to do, but yeah.
Again, I'm not. I go back to Jersey City, and I see hospitals and Starbucks and light rails and white people. And I'm like,
good, Chill. Hospitals are good, Chill.
They are good. And wait, that's not the point. That's not the point.
State, I don't want you to put all the money in the white hospital.
The point is that I wasn't raised around that. The point is that I was raised around dirt. The point that I was raised around bums and crackheads, and I was raised around a lot of dust. With that being said, now my neighborhood is nice and it's unrecognizable. All right, I'm out.
Keep going, Chill. Keep going, Chill.
My neighborhood is unrecognizable. I see a lot of white people in my neighborhood. When I was growing up, the only white people that I knew was my high school basketball coach and his family. That was it. I didn't know no other white people. So when I see my neighborhood where banks are around my neighborhood now, that wasn't going on in my neighborhood. Not only banks, hospitals, light rails, Starbucks.
Yeah, but I'll get you. I'll bet you anything. You had predatory lenders everywhere, right?
So it looks different. What it does is it takes away. What it does for me is it takes away from what my neighborhood was and what I was shaped to be. So to your point, me growing up, recognizing that, this is good. This should be the rest of your life. You should live here for the rest of your life. Well, no, I shouldn't live in an apartment with roaches. I shouldn't live in a crime-infested neighborhood. I don't want to live here for the rest of my life. I shouldn't have to live here for the rest of my life.
It's not connected to blackness or anything to do with black people. It's just a correlation. It's not causation. Chill.
It's not to say that it's not.
But there is a prevalence. There is an honest prevalence across North America and perhaps even in areas of Europe where, Roma neighborhoods are less financed. They are less, they don't pave the sidewalks, Chill. They won't respond to crimes on time, Chill. They don't fund the schools. They don't fund and they're trying to associate that with bad. You get what I'm saying? Everything that man.
That's the point we're making, though. We're not saying that it's necessarily.
Am I just missing something?
No, Pit.
Are we all saying the same thing and I'm just missing what you're saying?
Pit.
No, we're not saying the same thing.
The problem is you don't like the fact that these neighborhoods are being funded for,
I don't. No, hold on. I don't mind. I wanted the neighborhoods to be funded. I wanted them to fix my basketball court, yo. But I don't need you to push people out.
Penn, Chill would have loved for his neighborhood to be funded. Me as well. But that's not the nature of the situation. And a lot of times too, here's also the thing. Typically, billionaires, millionaires, typically more of them are white than they are black or of other races. So like those people can afford to go in and gentrify a neighborhood. They can put together a big pot of money and go say, hey, we're about to go buy this block, buy this neighborhood, buy this city. And that's what happens. But however, with that being said, we can't deny that when a neighborhood gets gentrified, it's not better than what it was. When you put money into something, it gets better. Hey, newsflash. If, let's say, ESPN was to come and buy Player's Choice and put money into it, it might not be a better product. However, it's probably going to generate more money because money was put into it, and it got fixed up.
I wouldn't be here because I wouldn't work for ESPN. I would work for Player's Choice, but I won't work for ESPN. You understand what I'm saying? I'm coming from a different place here.
Penn, did you hear me? It might not be a better product. Like if they were to come in and put in ESPN figures and take me, Chill, Mars will probably stay. Take me, Chill, and Ox out of here. I know Swiper will stay because he's who he is. But if they were to take us out, it might not be a better product, but it will get more views. It'll probably get more money. It'll probably expand because when you put more money into something, it tends to grow more. So
I think what I'm trying to say is there's a psychological thing that we equate certain things as good and certain things as bad. And again, to anybody who is even remotely picking up what I'm putting down, read Genealogy of Morals by Friedrich Nietzsche, in which he talks about how we define what is good and bad, what is desirable and undesirable. These things are generally amoral. Drugs, for instance, right? Okay. You want to talk ayahuasca? I don't know if ayahuasca. You want to talk like psychedelics? People have used psychedelics for years and years and years. Why are people getting busted on weed charges? It's a normal, natural occurring thing, but they want to make it bad. Why do people use weed though? Trauma. A lot of trauma in your early childhood. Why do people have trauma? I don't know. Cops. I don't know. Shootings. I don't know. ICE. I don't know. My textbook is 15 years old. I got some trauma. It's entrapment is what I'm saying. It is fucking entrapment. It is a process that is basically designed to wire you for trauma, and then trauma wires you for deviance in every single sense. And then they say, you made the choice. You chose to do the drugs. You did this, you did that. You let it get into my neighborhood. And you gave me 15-year-old textbooks, and you gave me no medical aid, and you gave me no opportunity, and you broke my walls and you wouldn't fix them, and you broke my basketball court and you wouldn't fix it, and you got police.
But that's not what. No,
for the wrong reason. You get what I'm saying? It is like a war zone for your mind, man.
And in fact, that's what we are conditioned to think. Well, the reason why you're dumb is because you are dumb. That's why the reason why you are here is because you deserve to be here. When in reality, no, I don't. And which would explain why I've done better things for myself. And I said this to say, to my point, when I look at the neighborhood that I grew up in, tenements, everybody on top of each other, that shit was paradise to me. I couldn't imagine being nowhere else until I realized when I got older that there's other things in the world going on. There's other places to be. There's other spaces. There are nice neighborhoods. There are places where I ain't got to worry about getting shot. There are places where I don't got to worry about getting jumped. There are places where I can walk around in my neighborhood with my girl and holding her hand and enjoy my neighborhood. And when I come back to my old neighborhood, I see that, oh shit, this neighborhood actually looks like the neighborhood that I wish that I would have grew up in. When I say that, it's nice.
I hear you, Joe. When you don't have water growing up, you think water would have saved my life.
Penn, I know what it's like to have a big ass pot because we don't have hot water in the house and boil that water and put it in the tub so we got hot water. I know what that's like. I know.
I am not comparing experiences at all. You have seen the world from your end, and I respect you. I respect what you're saying. I respect that you have had experiences growing up in America that I never had. I was just an immigrant. I was, to a lot of people, they didn't pick on me because I looked just like them. I didn't speak the language for a bit, but where I grew up gave me a foundational thing. So I want to ask you one honest question.
And this is the last question, fellas. Now we gotta.
You got two stores. You got two stores that open up down the street. Okay, both convenience stores. One is black owned. One is white owned. Sight unseen, which one you going into? Which one are you going to every single day?
Whichever one gives me the best product.
That's interesting. I'm going to the black store every day. Every single day.
I'm giving you my money because like me.
Because and that's the thing.
And I'm not just giving you my money because you're the only one around. I can go somewhere else and find.
No, I understand that.
No, I'm not doing.
I understand that.
Whichever one is the best product.
And that is the point. When I have told people since I was 14 years old, I am B1, which means black first. The only way I'm not supporting a black business, honestly, is if like there's like literally my friend opened up a store and he's Serbian. There is an importance of keeping money in a community. When you go to Starbucks, people, you're putting money out of your community.
I don't drink coffee.
So put money back into the community, keep the money in the community, cycle the money in the community, build the community trust, build up the neighborhoods. That's what they don't want. That's what the government don't want people to do. I'm just saying, like, it's
by the way,
vital.
just so people know, to Penn's point, and Chill knows this too, the black dollar spends the least amount of time within its own community of any dollar in America. The average black dollar stays in our community for just 6 hours in totality, and that goes back into the business infrastructure. So shout out to y'all. There's a lot of people to do.
And you know what? And this is the biggest. Am I incorrect, Ron? You have done 2,000 podcasts. Is this the biggest black-owned podcast, basketball podcast on YouTube?
I would assume so, but I don't.
And that's why I'm really, really proud to be here, man. I'm really proud of y'all.
Salute to you, Penn. But also, too, we got a lot of niggas, a lot of little niggas in the chat that don't like to spend super chats with us. I be seeing y'all, but y'all will go across the way and spend super chat money with them other podcasts.
That's because you don't read them, Ron. We got 25 of them. We 3.5 hours into the goddamn show.
Well, that's what it is. You want to support black business, you're going to get some late super chats. That's the cost of doing business.
Here we go.
What you talking about? That's the cost of doing business.
You know?
These white shirts might read them on time, but apparently, nah, you got to support black business. So you go, get your late super chats.
Like Mars supporting his Jamaican
Mars
brethren.
with some comedic relief.
Exactly. Shout out to the reggae boys. You know, like the music may be trash, but you got to support.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, better late than never, right?
What you got, Ron?
ST38 sent through a $50 super chat, which was late, by the way, but he got it in. STT, I support your black ways. STT said, I feel bad for my demon Luka, man. LOL. Every bad game, every mistake amplified. When other guys play bad, context is added. Oh, he got ADHD. Oh, he's still injured. Oh, he needs a PG. Oh, he's a high usage guy, so of course his D sucks. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta bounce. I got a film festival to run tomorrow. I'm excited. Peace, y'all.
You came and just did all of that for 20 minutes just to leave?
Later, Penn. Good to see you, brother.
We 30 minutes.
Later, Penn.
Way over.
Good to see you, brother. Have fun. I hope the festival goes well. STT38 sent through a $20 super chat and said, it's crazy Luka still scoring the ball on a plus 3.5 percentage clip. Guards the most ISOs of any high usage player and is still good at it. Still an elite playmaker, passer, ... Has every game been great? But no. Has every game been great? No. But goddamn, his PR is in the mud. Is this undeserving for Luka?
What's this? You guys are going far, but
like, how do y'all think we talk? Like, we don't talk about Luka like he's garbage. Like, damn. Yeah.
All right. The next super chat is from Howdy789. Howdy said, if Ryan Rollins doesn't win MIP, abolish the award. Also, shout out to Jericho Sims. He learned how to catch mid-season and became our best big other than Giannis.
Ryan Rollins is having a better season than Danny Avdia?
Hell.
What are you doing? I'm talking about, did he improve more?
He's improved more than Anthony Black?
Ryan Rollins has improved more than everyone. It's cool. He probably not gonna win it, so it's fine.
All right. The real Xavier Thompson said head-to-head matchups are important. Guard your man, go band for band, ball up top.
For real. At the end of the day, Swiper, you being a defensive lineman, you being a middle linebacker,
no,
defensive lineman.
You had it right. You had it
no,
right.
No, linebacker. Yeah, middle linebacker.
You being a middle linebacker. Even though you have a number of different responsibilities, there is one thing that you are responsible for. You got to tackle. That's part of it. So as a basketball player, even though there are a number of different responsibilities I have, I still have to deal with my matchup. That's part of that. That's the number one part of my job. I got to deal with my matchup.
Yep. Dude, Baylocks, I was 227 pounds, brother. I don't know, D1, you're any lineman that's that big, but shout out to you.
Tupac Westside said, Mr. Chill, what about me? We are cool, all right? LOL.
Yeah. Tupac Westside, you definitely, you one of them, man.
West,
Duke, you on thin ice, Duke.
Goon King Forever said, just curious if the Jazz drafted Wemby in 2023 and Castle in 2024, would they be getting praised for being great?
Yes.
Draft luck swings things a lot.
Yes, they
obviously
would. They 100% would. Just like if this kid, what's the kid? Bailey. If Bailey turned out like Knueppel was turning out, we'd be talking about the Jazz. They got the pick right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we would be. 100% we would be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
La Nigga in Drag sent through yet another super chat and said, Ron be living in a neighborhood full of snow. First off, La Nigga, it hasn't snowed yet in Seattle this winter. Thank God for that. However, I'm on the 6th floor of an establishment right now, and chill. Let me tell you, when I get out that elevator and walk down my floor, it be looking like Winter Wonderland, boy. Hey, Babyface just get to singing in the background. Okay, Buddy sent through a super chat and said, why can't we acknowledge Luka's the most overrated player in the league? People be putting him in top 5 to 7. When will you guys realize he's not that good?
Right after the other tweet about Luka having the season he's having. Yeah, he's a polarizing player.
Yes, he is.
For sure.
Buttered Biscuits said, pin a Hotep now?
Hotep, yeah.
Pin a Hotep now. Stay woke. Assalamu alaikum. Alaikum, brother.
Assalamu
alaikum, brother.
No, it's assalamu alaikum and then alaikum salam. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Peace be with you, brother. Yeah, basically like Muslim faith, like, or Muslims in Arab. It means like I will do no harm to you, you will do no harm to me. It's like the best way to greet someone.
Yeah.
I got to bounce, fellas. Super chat. All right, chill.
Wait. One more.
The King said chill is right. Penn doesn't get what chill is saying. Nicer means you can walk out of your house and feel safe. Penn, you are not deep.
That's all it was.
I don't know how that lasted so long. You gonna say, "Oh, my elevators had pee in them." What do you mean it's nicer when they don't? What? What?
All right, fellas. I'll see y'all dudes tomorrow.
All right, chill.
Merry Christmas.
Man, shout out to Penn, man. The chat's favorites, you know. I wouldn't bring him up here if he wasn't the chat's favorite. La Nigga in Drag with yet another super chat. La Nigga said, I grew up in a neighborhood with like a few Miss Parkers. Man, now the Starbucks here and Miss Parker can't afford to stay. Penn got a point.
Miss Parker in 2026 has other ways she can get her rent paid.
Oh, that's facts. That is a fact. A lot of ways.
That's how I pay my rent.
Well, if you need to, you know, pay your utilities, you got a good chat right here, Mars. Just drop the link in the chat and, you know, get your utilities paid. Man. Goon King Forever said, I used to go to this massage parlor in Crenshaw. They used to only charge $40 for an hour, but now it's $200 since white people moved in. Penn right, in my opinion.
$200 for a massage? I mean, that's a pretty like in-depth massage though. That's probably that's like a 2-hour one.
Yeah, a $40 massage. What was
1 hour is $200? What kind of massage? That is stone. Like even the stone massages aren't that much.
$40 makes me question some things. On Crenshaw, $40
1 hour massage. Now, Ron, to be fair, if you go to the rec center, like the community rec centers, they sometimes will have like a massage therapist come in. They have discounted prices, so you can find them, but they have a long sign-up sheet for a lot of those.
In a rec center, not my type of venue. The King sent through another super chat and said, The people have to have a culture to have a community. Community means rules and guidelines that your people follow. Keep spitting, King. Keep spitting. Also, the King became a member. Shout out to the King, and shout out to everybody else that became members. I will get to you guys here in a second. But Drake Hughes sent through a super chat and said, "Chill and swipe. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for explaining that to him."
Shouts, man. That's why I'm here. Explanations. Yeah, Marge, you gonna tap into the political show? I feel like you would actually enjoy it. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to my dog Mars.
Mars will be there.
Yep.
He has an obligation to be there. He might actually be on the show.
Let's get to the truth.
I'll just sit in silence, but people make political assertions about me anyway. So
So now they can make even more. That's why you're there, Mars. Just sit in silence.
People can do what they want, whatever they think is true, man.
Yeah. All right, I do want to shout out our Hall of Famers. That is Multi Kenny. Salute to Multi Kenny. Worldwide Mace Television. Cheese, Bulletproof, Small Boxes, Drago FC, DNE MLV. That's how you actually pronounce his name. Don't let anybody misconstrue that. Spider Gang, Teddy Hart, and Kingster MH. Salute to you guys. Tomorrow is Friday, which means it's Hall of Fame Friday. Would love for you guys to come up, kick it with us, and actually tell the truth about what's really going on in these neighborhoods and why they're switching around and what it actually means for a neighborhood to improve. Would love to hear you guys' political views. Also, we have a few new members that just jumped in today. FIFA Boy, he's not necessarily new, but he re-upped his membership like you should. Salute to FIFA Boy. Also, Toon 1624 became a member. Shout out to Toon. Touch Vigor TV. Shout out to the Touch of Vigor and his TV or her TV. Salute to you. Who's07 sent through a members chat and just had ninja emojis. I wonder what that means, but appreciate you being a member for 5 months and appreciate you for sending through those emojis. Adam West, the Bandit, sent through a members chat and has been a member for 27 months. Adam West said, "Dub chat, the chat clears." I agree. Masinko sent through a members chat and said, "Shout out to Lennis Clazer." Shout out to a legend. Clippy0316 sent through a members chat and has been a member for 20 months. Clippy said, "PC clears. Tried watching something else. It was ass." Damn.
What was it? Put a name on it.
Was it ass?
I do like
flat ass.
No, it was
natural ass. BBL ass.
I mean, based on what he said, it's probably just not one that's to his liking. But I like that our community likes our show, and then the people outside of our community does not like our show. I think that's a very cool divide.
Well, can I say this, Marge? I actually think when I've talked to these other people and the sentiment I'm getting, the people that do these other shows, it does seem like there's hesitation because our style is so much more direct than theirs. And so I think the idea of getting into a debate with us is a little bit, it's just different. Because we debate literally every single day, every single topic. And if you're not used to that, that can feel maybe a little intimidating and or like too much ruckus, if that makes sense.
But also, Swiper, not everything's a debate. A lot of times it's a conversation with opposing opinions. So it's like let's say, I'm gonna just throw him out there, Chris Broussard. If Chris Broussard came up here and he said that I think that Luka is really number 9, like how some of these super chats have been saying today, we're going to push back on it because we don't disagree. However, Ox might agree with them and say, "Oh, Luka doesn't play no defense." I agree with you, Chris, for these reasons. It's not necessarily that we're debating everything. It's more so that we have a panel of people that watch basketball intently and have strong opinions, and we state those opinions, and we're not scared to tell you that I believe that you're wrong because of X, Y, and Z. Does it get chaotic on the panel? Yes. Is it entertaining? Yes. But do we talk basketball at a high level? Absolutely. And I'll even go further than saying we talk basketball at the highest level. We talk basketball at a higher level than Gil's Arena. I'm not saying Gil's Arena is a worse show because of that, but we talk or is better or worse. You might think Gilbert Arenas and Rashad McCants, Brandon Jennings.
Yeah, they're better shows. You might like their personalities and stuff better. Yeah, for sure.
But when it comes to talking basketball at a high level, I don't think no platform talks basketball at a higher level than us, especially because of the opposing opinions. You'll get people that bring up stats. You'll get people that bring up the eye test. You'll get people that just bring up what's going on the court. You'll get people that bring up X's and O's. Nobody brings the full circle view of basketball like the panel.
Mars, I think you would agree, though, if we just did a straight show, no trolling, like, I think we would be a lot better than people realize. And on top of this, too, Mars, we clip a lot of. No, but we clip a lot of our.
No. You two. You and you.
Well, that's the way the show works, bro. You can't just do straight. Like, remember, if we do.
I'm gonna be honest. You can't expect me to be up here 15 hours a week and be serious the whole time. I'm sorry. That's
so Mars, you're not serious about the game?
No, I just don't think things are that important to where everything needs to be serious all the time. Like, it is what it is. We just talking. Like, not every people make jokes when they in the comfort of their own home. They're talking to their friends. Like, they'll troll their friends about certain things. Or like, not everything is serious every time because we're on camera. People expect everything you say to be the thing you mean every time. It's like, well, no. Sometimes you just make jokes. Sometimes things aren't that serious. I just think the clips are very divisive, and people who only see us based on clips, have their preconceived notions of what the pod is, and that's fine. Like, I just find it funny when I hear people. It's just funny when people who don't watch the show have their opinions on what the show is. It's like having your opinion on an NBA player and you don't actually watch them play. You just watch like some highlights.
Like Cam Jhonson. Are we actually Cam Jhonson deep down?
I don't know what we are. I just think it's funny. I think that's why I said we've cultivated a community we've cultivated a community who watch, and the people who watch know like what we do, and then the people who don't watch are very vocal about what we don't do. And it's like, well, if they actually did watch, they'd see what we do. And if more often than not, if they pulled up, they'd realize that the people who they say don't know ball probably know more ball than them. But that doesn't mean that everyone does. Like, there's some people who criticize the show and they know a lot about basketball, and this isn't their cup of tea, and that's fine. I think what I like is we don't try to be for everyone, but we're for everyone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, everyone is welcome, but we're not trying to be for everyone. I think like we're not. If you don't like this, if you don't like this style, then it's just not for you. But
and some people do better as guests on the show. Like Carson did well. I thought Carson fit in. Like he did well. Like he actually got into the ruckus a little bit about some nonsense about JB, and he cooked about it. Like, so I mean, you can perform in this level, but Mars came from I don't know, whatever. I think PC's doing a great job, man. I think everybody, numbers on the board, the Gills Arena, PC, what else is out there wrong? Whatever the shows are. Oh, the Baja, who I think is doing it even. This incident they're having is making them even better. Now more people are going to watch the show. The fact that they had Jay Will on there, Mars, that's for me. That's like really, really insightful basketball stuff. Charlie Villanueva knows. Theo Pinson knows this stuff. Raymond Felton knows this stuff. So like, it's a great platform. The difference is, I will say, Mars, we have the combination of basketball knowledge and funny better than anybody. And I'm putting that with the what's Jeff Teague's show called? Ron?
520.
Club 520.
Yeah, B-Hen and all them. I think we funnier and no ball more, bro. Shout out to them. So whenever they want to link up too, bro, I'm with it, bro.
And then we have fake fans too.
We got fake fans. We got twerkers in the chat, like One Buddy and all them. Like, we got it all. Like, we have ball knowers in the chat, like Adam West and others. We got a bunch of people. Duke, like.
All right, y'all. We got a few more super chats. The next one is from Buttered Biscuits. Buttered Biscuits, damn, said, y'all some trash. My bad. My bad, y'all. It was my Tourette's. That's crazy.
Shout out to Tourette's. What award ceremony was it? Michael B. Jordan was at? There was a big controversy about Tourette's. He got called the N-word on stage by a guy.
No, yeah. That was at the BAFTAs or whatever. Him and Ryan Coogler. But then they didn't edit that out. They edited something out, but not that.
Yeah, can't say nothing about Free Palestine. But shout out to Tourette's, man.
That's a random Tourette, though.
That's what Tourette's is. That's what Tourette's is random. Shit, hey.
But just think about you sitting there at an award show, nigga. What am I listening to?
Hey, salute to
Bro, they
it,
said
man.
it like it was an anime, bro. Like it was so random.
Is that how he said it? Because I didn't hear it.
Yes, bro. Like somebody just said, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Football breakdown might be right. I don't know how it was just so out of place, so random. Like it was so out of nowhere. And you just to say that, like Tourette for me is like F word, S word, butter me biscuits. Like that's Tourette's, but like just randomly saying the N word. All right, bro.
That guy's documented to have Tourette's, by the way. So the guy in the chat said he doesn't have Tourette's. He's documented. He was there because he has Tourette's. He was there because it was.
So he saw two black people on the stage, and this Tourette was like,
yeah, "Hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with that." But I'm just saying the guy definitely has Tourette's. Now that's what
nigga.
He has Tourette's.
That's just crazy.
All right, we got 2 more members chats. The first one is from Dookie Baylocks. Has been a member for 26 months. You guys know this character right here. Duke said, "Hello, PC fam. Did JJ overtake Jordy as the worst coach in the NBA?"
I don't think whoa, Jordy in the NBA. Yeah, because when we did the rankings like 2 years ago, before Jordy coached the second in the league, Jordy was the last. I think JJ was second last, and someone else was third last. I don't think either one of them are the worst coach in the league. To be honest, I don't know who is, but I don't.
What do you think? Is it Doc? Is it Doc to you?
He's the low hanging fruit. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Coaches, once again, it's a thing I stay away from. I don't know, but Doc Rivers is the low hanging fruit. So I'll just.
Which coach are you most familiar with? Ime? Could you watch him more often?
I think Ime, Jordan Ott now. I think I'm quite versed in what Joe Mazzulla's got going on and his coaching stuff. Nick Nurse, I would say. There's a few like you can see what teams are trying to do, but I always say I don't know how much of that's based on what the actual head coach is doing, whether he has offensive or defensive coordinators, all of those things. Like, there's so much that goes into it. It's hard to like just say this is what this guy is doing. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know who this person is. The official DJ Black. I swear, swipe annoying. When Nuggets win, he get on here load as F. What does that mean? I don't understand what that sentence means.
That's loud.
Who?
You loud as F. That's what he's saying.
You can't spell. Reading off a thousand stars. What does that mean, Mars? Interpret, please.
Stats.
Okay. All right. So win is wrong. Loud is wrong. Stats and stars is mixed up in the first sentence. Win, lose. Is there a word missing there?
They.
Okay. When they lose, he get on here acting like he lost his best friend, talking all low in his feelings. I have to. I have a bouncing ball to read this.
He fried you. Yeah, he fried you.
Well, I do want to say shout out to the official DJ Black.
Yeah, welcome.
He became a member to write that?
Yeah, we have by the way, we have the official DJ Black. We have an English literature class available for you whenever you are prepared and wanting to get into class. Make sure if you write a paragraph to say something, you at least make it legible. Because that was something that Ron would have wrote.
I know
Goodness gracious.
I know one thing, it's not gonna be something Ron reads. Official DJ Black, you bet not send through no super chat like that. We're gonna be up here for 30 minutes, and if Penn ain't up here to correct me, oh yeah, it's gonna be ugly. However, I appreciate you for becoming a member, the official DJ Black. Also,
DJ, you get fried on the stage, by the way. So welcome, but tread lightly.
Also, we have one last members chat from Snowbird Sneakers. Snowbird has been a member for 33 months and said, Dub chat, PC chat is goated. Goat emojis, fist emojis, 100. Marathon flag emojis. Yes, we are goated. Yes, we love the chat. Yes, the chat clears. And we will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. But it's just going to be a better show. All right, Swiper. All right, Mars. All right, chat.
Merry Christmas.
It's been real. See you in Portland.